This is Monty in the Morning, the show Phoenix Magazine readers voted #1 talk radio show in Arizona.
#1 during your morning commute.
#1 whenever news breaks during your day.
And #1 whenever and wherever you want to talk sports.
Now it's time for Monty in the Morning.
Hey, yo, man, how the heck are you? It is the Monty Show. Happy Tuesday, It's October 18th already.
I know. Hey, 2 months to the best day of the year, my birthday.
Wow.
Wow, that's so neat.
No, not going to do it. This show is presented by the Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com. Simply put, the best injury attorneys in the business. If you've been in an accident, if somebody was driving distracted and hit you, that's not your fault, man, and you deserve to be compensated for that. Get somebody that's going to fight for you. Please take my advice on this. And I know that nobody takes my advice on anything in this world.
Nope.
But don't trust your insurance company. Yes, you absolutely pay them millions of dollars over your life. No, they are not there to help you when it's time for them to pay you money back. That's why you go to the Advocates. Let them fight your insurance company. Let them get you the money you deserve. And the best part is they'll defer your medical bills. There's no upfront retainer. There's no retainers at all. Did you know that you don't pay the Advocates until they win your case? Get to UtahAdvocates.com. Chat with them online for free. Tell them Monty sent you. Right before he went to the dentist, I have a broken tooth that is just shredding my tongue right now.
Yeah.
It's my back molar.
Uh-huh.
And it doesn't necessarily hurt because it had a filling in it. So I had a root canal on that tooth. But this sucks. It's like jagged.
Brutal.
Going to the dentist today at 3:30.
That'll be fun.
No, actually it won't be fun at all.
No, it won't.
But NBA tips off tonight.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes. Very excited.
We have to talk hoop. We got to talk Jazz. Charles Barkley is not worth $200 million. I don't even know how you justify this. Charles Barkley is not worth $200 million. See, it's making me kind of like lisp a little bit.
Doesn't. Oh, the tooth.
Yeah, because I think my tongue is swollen on that side.
Have you bit your tongue on it yet?
Fucking tongue. Like, it's terrible, dude. It's absolutely brutal. It is absolutely brutal. So we'll get to Chuck coming up, but I want to start with BYU football because obviously this is something that a lot of people are talking about, and a lot of people are wondering, where does BYU go from here? And here's the question I guess I would ask. Are we making too much out of the issues at BYU? Obviously, this Liberty game now becomes must win. It's Lynchburg, Virginia. You have a long way to travel, and I think you're asking a lot here. You're coming off of 2 very emotional losses. Jake, do you feel like this is a situation where BYU takes out their frustration on Liberty, or is just, is this a situation where BYU's just going to coast?
I think it's somewhere in between because I think that there's a lot of intention to be better at BYU. Like, I don't think they're just sitting here sort of going through the day mindlessly, or coasting or just not being intentional with what they're doing. Like, I do believe they're putting in a ton of effort and really trying to get better. But the problem is that I don't think that, Tuiaki and that coaching staff specifically on the defense has a lot of answers right now, So it's like, yeah, sure, you can be intentional and you can say that you're going to get better and we'll be better and, basically just pound that narrative. But I think what a lot of, football fans in the state of Utah are wondering is like, what does that even look like? What does better even mean? What are we going to do differently? Are we going to see a change in path from drop 8 and rush 3? Are we going to, what is it actually going to look like? Like, are we going to stop trying to rotate in all these guys, especially against teams that play really fast, So that's why I say, like, I don't, like, yes, they're frustrated. I don't think they're coasting, but I also don't think that they have a real good option to just fix what ails them. I don't think that there's a real good escape hatch here. And that, I think, is their problem. That's why I think you're not going to get some crazy change in path here with the defense, because there's just not one. And it sucks, but I think you can only do little things to help yourself, and hopefully they can do a better job at putting guys like, Bywater and Thule and all in the safeties, all these guys always talk about. Hopefully they can put those guys in a better position to make plays. But the only way you can do that is either a different play caller, like we talked about yesterday on the show, or the scheme's got to get better with Tuiaki. So I don't know what that my point is, I don't know what getting better for BYU looks like right now.
Schemers.
Yeah.
Schemers trying to control their little football team.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know what that looks like either, because I don't think any changes that you would make now are not going to be easy changes. That much is very clear. I think when you look inside of a program like BYU, I mean, you have Elisa Tuiaki and Kalani Sitake are very close friends. They have been close friends for years. I mean, that's the change that needs to be made. If we're being honest, if we're keeping it real,
right?
Elisa Tuiaki probably needs to not be calling plays this weekend. As far as firing him, whatever happens in the offseason is what it is.
Keep it real.
But Elisa Tuiaki should not be calling plays. And I know we talked about this on the show yesterday, but I think when you look at Kalani Sitake, he's the change that needs to be made. He's got to call plays. He's got to coordinate the defense.
Yeah.
Your offense is fine. I think they have largely done an okay job. You need to coordinate the defense. You need to be heavy-handed with the defense. You need to call plays full-time consistently for the rest of the year. That, to me, is what you need to do. And I think you need to get after that recruiting ass. Like, you've got to go and you've got to find guys, because you're looking at a situation where you're just vastly untalented when compared to Notre Dame and Arkansas.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I think that talent gap really just puts on display the issues with play calling and scheme. Because again, I'm a huge believer that even if you're a team that is being out talented by the opposition, if you will, if the team you're playing has way more talent than you do, I'm still a big believer that if your scheme is good and you're on your assignment and you're playing good football mentally, that football is football in a sense where if you're in the right spot and you're in a position to make that tackle, then theoretically you should be able to make that play most of the time. I understand open field stuff. Okay, athleticism comes into play, but what I'm talking about is your middle linebacker in the A gap against their running back.
Are we making too much of these issues?
No, I don't think we're making too much. No, I don't think we're making too much of the issues, because if they weren't big issues, this would be a 6-win team, a 5-win team, but they're not a 5-win team. They're not a 6-win team. And so to me, the issue is that you should have beat Notre Dame. You should have gone and had a better showing against Oregon. You should have definitely had a better showing against Arkansas. There's not even, I've been looking at the tea leaves, the media, what the masses are saying about this Arkansas game, and I haven't seen many people say that they felt like BYU shouldn't have won that game, that they felt like that BYU was just outclassed against Arkansas, because they weren't. That wasn't the issue. The issue is you could not stop the running game, and because you couldn't stop the running game against Oregon, against Notre Dame, against Arkansas, it puts you in a bad position. So,
I think the issue is you're starting to see the wear and tear on Kalani. Here's Kalani Sitake with what is, I don't know, awkward. Is awkward the way that you would put this exchange with a reporter?
Kalani, you said earlier that you want to have the roles clearly defined. When you say that, has Elisa Tuiaki not been calling the plays this year? Is it more you or Ed Lamb? What's the roles that have been assigned to this defense in this season?
You asking for this week or last week, or what are you specifically?
You noted since day one.
Yeah, I think
what have been some of those changes?
That's what I'm talking about, the details of the changes. I don't think I owe you guys an answer on that. That's program run, So there's a lot of things that are happening.
I'm sorry.
Jared, go ahead.
Oof. It's so awkward. There's no other way to to even describe that. And then you hear this about Kalani talking about accountability.
Yeah, there's accountability and a lot of different things. That's for everybody that's in the program. I don't think this is the platform for me to explain the accountability, but it is happening. That's my job as a head coach, is to make sure that there's accountability in everybody, that everyone does their role, and that the roles are defined. So that's pretty much it.
Wow. I mean, this is tough. You can see it wearing on Kalani. And again, I've covered Kalani for several years. He's just a good dude, man. And I think sometimes that comes back to get him. Is he too nice? Is he? I have no idea. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't. Is there enough accountability? I don't know that we'll know. Is accountability why they're not playing well on the field? Probably not. Are they well coached? In some areas, I think they are. But I don't know. Is the defense well coached? I don't think it is. Not right now. I mean, I think play calling and putting your players in their best, highest use position is not currently happening at BYU. Snap in and snap out on defense. And I think a lot of that falls on Kalani Sitake. But I also think, again, a lot of this falls on the players. I mean, they can put the players in the right spot, but if you're not going to tackle and
yeah. And that's what I mean. That's why when you ask, like, hey, is it fixable or are we making too much of it? I just think there's a lot of factors at play here. I don't think it's as easy as, like, hey, your quarterback just isn't getting the job done, next guy up. You know, like that's like a pretty straightforward thing. This feels more like, hey, you know, the program is getting burned out a little bit. The program, like, losing never does good things to any sports team, right? Like, so when you're losing and you have to take these kind of questions regularly, it becomes frustrating. And I do give Kalani a lot of credit for the way he handles his press conferences, because you're never going to see Kalani Sitake just go in on a guy like you have with other college football coaches. But, you know, I think that it's just tough because I think everybody here knows, like, everybody in the BYU community knows this team should be better, and they're not. And that's what I think has this negative feeling around the program.
Yeah, and then there's this whole Ilaisa Tuiaki confrontation with a fan, which is never good in any way, shape, or form. Your job is to walk off the field. Well, Ilaisa Tuiaki didn't do that. He had a verbal exchange with a fan, and on Coordinator's Corner with Greg Wrubell, he was forced to apologize.
Usually you get down to field level when the game ends.
Yeah, you know, came down to the field, and obviously there's you know, emotions are high for everybody, and you know, there's a gentleman sitting in the south end zone, just right over the goalpost, that he and I had an exchange, and you know, I just thought that was unbecoming, and so I wanted to apologize to that gentleman. If you watch Coordinator's Corner, what you said was correct. I've got to be better, and so we'll go out there and we'll fix what we need to, and we'll be better.
Oof, BYU TV right there. I don't even know what you say about this. Is as uncomfortable and as awkward as I can ever remember BYU football being during Kalani's time as head coach.
Facts.
It just, something feels off, man. Like, and I don't know that there's ever been this much outcry. I mean, you have the performance against Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
You give up 644 total yards. This is going to happen.
Yeah, well, and I think that, you know, after hearing that clip, like, my first reaction was like, great, you're saying you're going to be better, but, like, how are you going to be better? You know, and I think that...
But does Kalani owe us the answer to that question?
Well, no. I'm saying I don't know that Kalani owes it to us, but, like, I think that, Tuiaki there saying, hey, you know, the fan was right, and I apologize, and yeah, I do need to be better, and we'll get better. I think I personally, but I think the masses are tired of hearing, hey, we're going to get better. I think what people want is they want Kalani to come out and say, yeah, I'm taking over play calling. And then they want to see how that pans out. Because that's where this is heading. I completely agree.
Yeah, but he's never going to do that.
Well,
I mean, he's not going to do that publicly. I think there's a real good chance he's far more involved in the schematics and the X's and O's and the play calling on Saturday. Because I got to tell you, the other part of this is Liberty. I don't know how many people have seen this, but Hugh Freeze, the head coach at Liberty, I think has a pretty good idea that this game with BYU, yeah, it's a pretty big game for Liberty.
For those of you who are lucky enough, and I said lucky enough, for those of you who are lucky enough to play in this game Saturday night, you're getting ready to make history. It is, without a doubt, the biggest home football game this program's ever had. I came to this school for moments like this. You came to this school for moments like this. Every hotel in town is sold out. The stadium is sold out. You'll be on national TV. It is a big game. You don't approach it any different as far as preparation, but there's no hiding from this fact, and you are lucky and fortunate if you get to prepare to play in it. And I want you to embrace that, but at the same time, you must earn it.
First of all, you like when people say program instead of program.
So Nick Saban is notorious for being like, yeah, we have a great program. It's not program, sir. It's program. Like,
look, it's Missouri, not Missouri. It's East Carolina, and it's program.
I'm sure.
That was amazing. I got to give Hugh Freeze a lot of credit. That's one of those, you knew what you were doing. You knew you were being taped. You knew. Right. You knew.
Yeah.
Look here, man.
But this also talks about the magnitude of BYU football.
Yep.
And I don't think he's wrong. This is the biggest home game in the history of Liberty football. Their stadium, I think, holds, 25,000?
Mm-hmm.
This is a big flipping deal. So it's Lynchburg, Virginia. Like, this is a big flipping deal. BYU's a 5-point favorite. This is a big flipping deal that you're not even a touchdown favorite at Liberty.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. I think it's going to be very interesting to see. This is a test of Kalani's character. This game right here is a test of Kalani's character. Plain and simple. BYU Football Talk on the Monty Show is presented by Barbecue Pit Stop. bbqpitstop.com. Make sure you find one of their 5 Utah locations. Logan, Layton, Lehigh, St. George. Hello to all of our friends in St. George. Always good to hear from you. As well as Salt Lake City and Murray. I can't say enough about the guys at Barbecue Pit Stop. bbqpitstop.com. They're just good guys to do business with. And the thing I'm really excited about, the weather is changing.
Finally.
It's changing. So the thing that I love so much is that cold air, that 35, 40-degree weather, and you fire up the smoker, and the smoke that comes out while it's priming the smoker, it's a little thicker.
Yeah.
It's a little more pungent. Has that better smell to it because the air is cold. Like the smoker in the wintertime, the smoker in fall, there's nothing better than that.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, hook it up at Barbecue Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com. Chat with them online. Order online. Have you gotten your asado seasoning yet? Why not? Asado and stuff. It's good is I guess where I would leave that. But find them online, barbecuepitstop.com. Tell me you heard about it on the Monty Show. Let's get your comments in here. Let's see. Hola Billy says, damn, sorry to hear that, Monty. I hate the dentist. It is. So if you're just tuning in, I broke a tooth over the weekend. And I have not been able to get into the dentist until today at 3:30.
Right.
And it's jagged. It is like sharp broken glass.
Yeah.
It's my back molar. So it's right on the fat part of my tongue. It's terrible.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Hola Billy, good to see you. Good to see you. Eric and Rowley says, Alanis Morissette. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, the singer.
Uh-huh. Jagged Little Tooth. Thank you for that. What's up? Teddy Wayman, how the heck are you? Eric and Raleigh. Mike Chase says, good morning. I'm hoping BYU can only improve. Hopefully this was a wake-up they needed. Yeah, seriously. Eric and Raleigh, his usual positive self, says BYU's going down. Oh, hey, look, Steve Hambone. What's up, dude? Steve-O, where you been? He says, good morning, guys. I haven't watched your show for a while. It's good to be back. Welcome to basketball
thanks,
season.
Steve.
Seriously. Jesse Harsh says, listen, this coaching fiasco is bad, but I'm worried about our Big 12 future. That's supposed to be our Bama boy Conover. Is he good? Our returning wide receiver core will be elite. We'll find out. Jake can play.
Yeah, I can.
I mean, Jacob Conover can play.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I thought you were talking about me.
You're terrible.
Thanks.
You're not good.
Thanks.
Talking with Raphael podcast.
On PBS Radio.
Says, good morning, Casuals. Hola Billy says, Tuiaki and Scally been having a rough year. You ain't even joking.
Yeah.
You ain't even joking. You know. Jesse says, I mean, that was very awkward, Kalani. How good was that audio, though? Well, seriously, this is an exchange. If you're just tuning in, listen to this exchange between Kalani and a reporter.
Kalani, you said earlier that you want to have the roles clearly defined. When you say that, has Elisa Tuiaki not been calling the plays this year? Is it more you or Ed Lamb? What's the roles that have been assigned to this defense in this season?
You asking for this week or last week, or what are you specifically?
You noted since day one.
Yeah, I think.
What have been some of those changes?
That's what I'm talking about. The details of the changes. I don't think I owe you guys an answer on that. That's program run, So there's a lot of things that are happening.
I'm sorry.
Jared, go ahead.
The media lady there who tells which reporter to talk was like, she was getting ready to tell someone to talk. Then they both interrupt each other. Then she's like, "Oh, sorry, go ahead." And then nobody says anything. You got the cricket sounder over here. Can we get some crickets? No, that's not the crickets.
That's not the crickets.
That's not the crickets. No.
I know it's not the crickets. There are the crickets.
Yeah, that's what you get after that answer right there. We're just gonna chill out. Yeah, I don't owe you guys an apology.
Yeah, why don't you shut up and ask a better question?
Take that, you clap-having Jezebel!
Amazingly awkward. But as Jesse Harsh points out, how good was that audio? I mean,
yeah, BYU doesn't struggle with audio.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Has Kalani lost control of the program because he won't stand up to his friends?
His program.
Oh, wait, it's coming. To make the play calling better, is he just tired and in need of change of scenery? And it's program.
Okay.
Program.
Okay.
Program.
Just making sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. He doesn't need to change of scenery. Damn it, I want chicken wings now.
Dude,
yes, you
join the club.
Yes,
I want it.
Yes, send them soon. What's up, Kurt Myers? Good to see you. Eric and Raleigh says, make sure to grab some flats for Jake.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Caleb Harrison in his yellow Utah Jazz jersey. He is the one singular person in the entire universe who thinks the yellow looks good.
Doesn't make you feel responsible.
Good job, Caleb. Way to make him bring out the yellows. San Diego State Aztec says, good morning, guys. Monty is finally going to get the crown that he deserves from his dentist. I hope they can save it. Again, if you're just tuning in, I broke the back molar on my toofs and stuff.
Right.
And it's like a jagged piece of glass. It's like a jagged piece of glass, and now I have little cuts on the side of my tongue, and it's miserable. It is miserable.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the dentist
today.
today.
Don't chew gum.
Yeah. So here's what happened. So this started about 6 weeks ago, I think.
Right.
We were at Maverick Center shooting some content, and we had been there. I'd been talking, and
we were basically dying.
Yeah, I had like cotton mouth, like you just get like your mouth is all dried out, and
yeah.
So there was some bubble gum, like bazooka, those big pieces of bazooka bubble gum, just like sitting out. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have one, and I bit down on it and it hurt, and I think it shook the molar. And it had a filling in it. And so I think it broke the filling loose. And then this past weekend, we were at the break over here in Daybreak. And I don't remember, it was a nacho chip. I think a nacho chip. I bit into something. Might have been my sandwich. Whatever. I bit into something. It was like you just get hit by electricity in your teeth.
Right.
And I reached back there and I could feel it jagged. I had my wife look at it and she's like, yeah, the filling's gone and the tooth is broken.
Come on, man.
Dude.
So I'm hoping they can cap it.
Yeah.
That would be great. But my guess is they can't cap it. My guess is it's going away. It is what it is. Caleb says, you guys were right. Positive note, BYU TV is on point. Crystal clear video, and you can hear the questions being asked.
Yep.
Caleb says the black one with the yellow numbers going to be fire. The Jazz jersey.
Right.
I agree. All right.
Yeah, 20 wins fire,
Like, why? Why? Bro, it's not even 6:30, and Jerk Guy comes out.
Hey, Claw.
Like, why? Why? Hit him on Twitter, SLCJ.
It's too easy.
What is wrong with you? The biggest stories in sports presented by Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure you go see our friends at Quick Quack. Caleb Harrison.
Yes.
Went to Quick Quack, tweeted us a picture. See, it's making me...
Right. Yeah, trip up a little bit. It sucks, man.
Quick Quack Car Wash. Brand new one here at the district in South Jordan. Excited about that. Right down the street from the crib. But I'm telling you, the best part about Quick Quack is they're fast. You don't sit there for an hour in a long line. They move you through. You're there 5-7 minutes. They do a great job. Get a membership. It's so much cheaper, especially with winter and salt season coming. Get a membership. It's cheap. You can go as many times as you want at Quick Quack Car Wash, who bring you the biggest stories in sports every morning on the show. I think tip-off in the NBA season is certainly the biggest story today. Who do you like? Like, if I said to you right now, who's the best player in the NBA? Who is the singularly best player in the NBA, Jake? Who would you pick?
I think you'd have to go with KD. I think he's, obviously the most lethal scorer in the league. But, I think it's the same handful of guys. I think that we really, as basketball fans, have to enjoy, the time we have left with guys like KD and Steph and LeBron. And I say this every year at the start of the year, like, these guys are not going to play forever. And they've been a great generation of NBA talent, and obviously there's plenty coming behind them, but I just think that these guys have made history, with what they've done in the league and what they've accomplished. So to me, yeah, the best player in the league, I'd probably take Durant, but I think that, obviously there are people who would tell you Giannis is the best player or Steph is in that conversation. So, that's probably who I'd go with.
Who's the face of the NBA?
I don't know. I don't know that there is one guy. I think face of the NBA, I think Steph is definitely up there right now just because they've been doing a lot of winning lately.
See, and I still think it's LeBron. I think you see LeBron everywhere. He's in these commercials. He's doing these stupid iPhone commercials for AT&T. And
yeah,
I think LeBron is the face of the NBA right now. And it should be, if we're being honest, it should be Steph Curry.
Right.
But I just don't think he is relatable to everybody. I think LeBron James, because he is, by most accounts, the best player in the world. I think people idolize him. I think he does it on the floor. I think he's lived that life. I think he's the face of the NBA. Who would even be in the conversation?
Well, I think, I think that I think it depends who you asked, if I'm being honest.
What about Kevy?
Like Kevy?
Yeah, Kevin Durant.
The Kevster?
Kevy.
Right.
I don't call him the Slim Reaper anymore because he hasn't killed nobody in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But what about Kevy?
Yeah, I think he's up there. I think that the problem is that I think it depends who you ask. For me, I would say, yeah, it's probably LeBron or Durant. I think for someone who's, the young 20-something, they're looking at the next generation already. So, they would probably tell you it's the Ja Morants of the world or that younger player, So, to me, I would go LeBron or Kevin Durant. Those two guys, to me, are still the best players in the league. But
Jake.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant is not the face of the NBA.
Okay, well,
You think he is?
Yeah, I definitely think he's there, for sure. Yes.
Kevy, no.
Why is this?
Hey, Claw.
It's definitely not Claw. No, it's not Kevin Durant. I think it's Steph Curry or LeBron. I think what Giannis is interesting in that he's a really good player, but this is going to sound like I'm being a jerk, and I'm not. I think the fact that he is not American, and I think that he speaks foreign language and his English is not smooth, I think that's an issue. I think it's why Shohei Ohtani's not the face of Major League Baseball.
Who's the face of Major League Baseball?
Anthony Rizzo. Well, right now it's Aaron Judge. I think Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt.
Yeah, I think Aaron Judge with the 62 home runs, but Shohei Ohtani's not marketable. And I think it's interesting, Giannis. Basketball's different because it's truly a global sport.
Yeah.
Globally, I think Giannis could be much higher up in the conversation. I think in this country, it's Steph Curry or LeBron James.
Yeah.
I think they're the face of the NBA.
Totally. Yeah.
I could be wrong. You know, a more interesting question: who's the face of the Utah Jazz?
Dude, that to me is the biggest question in this town right now. Like, I think everyone wanted to have the conversation of, like, who's the best player, and I think that's Markkanen right now, but Markkanen's not a face of the franchise kind of guy. So, I mean, you know, I guess Jordan Clarkson, I guess. I mean, is that – I guess that's what we're defaulting to, you know? I would love it to be Colin Sexton, if I'm being honest, but I don't think he's dynamic enough in his personality quite yet in the league. Like, I think he's still got growth and maturing to do in development. So I don't know, man. Like, that's a really tough question. Who's the face of the Utah Jazz? Danny Ainge. That's I don't know that there's a player right now that's the face of the team.
I would agree with that. And I actually don't think that's a problem. If we're being totally honest, I don't think it's a problem that there's not a face of the team. I think the bigger issue is, for the Utah Jazz anyway, that I don't know that there is something for Jazz fans to hang on to.
Yeah.
Like, you can go across this league and you can think of the worst teams in the NBA. The Houston Rockets have a bunch of young bros that you can hang on to.
Yeah.
OKC has a bunch of young bros you can hang on to. Chet, even though he's hurt, you can hang on to that guy. Like, I look at the Utah Jazz. Is it Vanderbilt? No, because you don't even know that guy. Is it Walker Kessler? No, he's too young, and we haven't seen him play yet. I don't know who that is. You know, like, I think it's very interesting that you're going into a season with a bunch of anonymous faces wearing anonymous uniforms.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything for Utah Jazz fans to hang on to.
Yeah, and I think, frankly, what's happened is, like, in the state, like, there's been a clear slowdown in the conversation, like, in the sports market. Like, when I look at, you know, like, this SC win for Utah really kind of ignited the fire again. But before that, I mean, there just wasn't much happening. Like, if you're a sports fan in the state of Utah right now, you're kind of on a hiatus. I feel like you're sort of in chill mode until the Jazz do something else, you know, because again, this is the cycle we had been in the last 5 years where Utah and BYU would be in the middle of their season. Donnie and Rudy would get it going for the Jazz, and then we'd have a bunch of stuff happening, and then there'd be, like, a lot of excitement, and, you know, it would start snowing, and winter would get here, and, like, so you had this nice flow. But now that all these trades have happened and the Jazz have done what they've done, on top of BYU struggling this year a little bit and Utah going through it a bit, like, I think people are just a little disengaged. So to further that, like,
disengaged.
Like, I don't think that people are like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, that little thing called the NBA starts tonight.
Disengaged is an interesting word.
Yeah, like, I just, you know, what is there to hold on to?
That's interesting. All right, let's go. Holy Billy says, you broke your tooth like my dreams of the Wild winning the Stanley Cup. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
That is truly offensive.
By the way, did you see what the Blackhawks did to San Jose the other night? I'm going to hold on to that win for the whole year. Caleb Harrison says, got my Quick Quack subscription yesterday. My guy. Let's go. Quick Quack Car Wash.
He's a brilliant guy.
That's right. He's a brilliant guy. Quick Quack Car Wash presents the biggest stories in sports right here on the Monty Show every day. I'm telling you, man, we have some really good partnerships, and I think Quick Quack is one of those. The local people that own Quick Quack here in Utah and in the Valley, they're good people to do business with. You're supporting small local entrepreneurs. When you go to Quick Quack, knock it down. Get the Quick Quack car walk, just like our guy Caleb did. My guy, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Hullabilly wants to know if it was nachos and bubblegum, or did Draymond punch you in the face, Monty? It's not nice, Hullabilly.
Damn.
It's not nice. Draymond Green's right hand is the best player in the league. Truth. Can't argue with that. What's the face of the NBA? Yeah, my fist in your face.
Yeah, knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, over medium. Hullabilly says KD or Giannis. I want it to be Kevin Durant. I think he's that guy that can carry this league for 5 years, but you got to win. You got to win. You can't demand trades. And what happens if he wins a championship this year? Kevin Durant. Kevy. What if your guy Kevy wins a championship this year?
It just helps solidify him again. I think that here's the trouble. So to your point, all this off the court stuff that happened this offseason really wrecked his image. Like, there's no getting away from that. Like, everything that he put this organization through and just all the drama, I think really turned people off. And I think that what you can't get away from, though, just from a pure basketball, KD on the floor, putting it in the hole conversation, he beat the Bucks. He alone damn near beat the Bucks. Like he's better than Giannis in my opinion.
Oh, come on now. Is he really?
Yes.
I think
Giannis without Middleton, Middleton or any of his guys, what did he do?
Wow.
What did he do?
Nothing. And by the way, did anybody see that Middleton's going to miss several weeks now? He's injured again. You would take who's a better player, Giannis or KD?
I'm taking KD all day, dude. All day.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Giannis or KD?
Yep.
Man, that's a tough one for me. I don't know. Oh man. I think it's Giannis.
Wow.
I think right now today, I think it's Giannis. I mean, if you look at, I don't even like his numbers. I guess his numbers don't matter.
Well, numbers always matter, but here's the thing, and this is where we always get to with these conversations.
33 minutes a game, 29.9 points a game.
Yeah.
And he's shooting now 30% from three.
I thought you said he's shooting 30% from three.
Giannis is shooting 30% from three.
That's not good.
But it's significantly better.
That might be true. That doesn't mean you're better than Kevin Durant. Come on, man. 30% from three? He's not a great free throw shooter. He's not terrible, but he's not great. His game, the problem is they have two very different games. Giannis wants to play football on a basketball court. That's what he wants to do. And yes, he has developed his baseline fade and his skill position type shot, but to me, Kevin Durant has shown you he can go up against anybody and dominate them. And not having to play football doing it. He'll just shoot over you. It's easy for him, So I don't even think we'd be having this question if Kevin Durant doesn't have to play alone against the Bucks last year. We're not even having this conversation.
But Jake, who's gonna say, "Oh, he got swept out of the first round"?
Yeah, and that's fine.
Who's gonna say it?
That's fine.
Somebody will. Giannis's stats. Giannis. His 3-point percentage was actually down last year, under 30%, but he has gotten remarkably better.
How many games did he play in 2021?
20. Last season, he played 67 games.
Okay. Kevin Durant played 55 games.
Okay. 33 minutes a game.
37 minutes a game.
Okay. 553 field goal percentage.
51.8 for Kevin Durant.
29% from three last year.
38% from three.
Well, 72% free throw shooter.
I don't have that in front of me.
11 and a half rebounds a game, 6 dimes a game, 1 steal a game, 1.5 blocks a game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, statistically, I think it's very close, but you would have to take Giannis's.
Yeah, statistically, he's got better stats. But I'm telling you right now, he does have a championship, but I want to see what Giannis can do without.
How about NY Monty fan?
Yeah.
He called you Jakers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Giannis. Sorry,
Put
Jakers.
Giannis on a team without Middleton, without Drew Holiday, without his guys, the way Kevin Durant was without his guys, and let's see what Giannis does.
Yep, I agree. Edgar Garcia says, I think Giannis is fine flying under the radar on being the face of the NBA. That seems to be more LeBron's cup of tea. Oh, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
Joshua Clark, good morning to you. The NBA wants it to be Bron. Nobody likes him anymore. It's Steph. I think it's Bron or Steph. I don't think it's Gian. I think if we're having a quality argument, okay, the best player in the NBA right now is probably Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Face of the NBA, I think it's probably LeBron or Steph Curry. Because your boy Kevy just isn't ready. Until he wins again, that's when I think he takes that mantle over. But haven't we all been waiting for Kevin Durant to be the guy? And then the Golden State move, I think, torpedoed that. And then he went to Brooklyn. He's never been the best player in the NBA.
If you say, well, I disagree with that, but I think that as far as the face of the NBA is concerned, when you start talking about scoring, he's the first guy that comes up. When you start talking about championships, Bron's the first guy, Steph's the first guy that comes up. So I get it. I mean, I think that's why I say, like, there's no definitive answer here, but I think that the thing you can't get away from is Kevin Durant's game, to me, is one of the most enjoyable games to watch on a TV.
Well,
so,
yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, the shooting, and it's always wet. Like, the guy is...
But my point is, I'm not using it to say he's better than anyone, but what I'm saying is from, like, a marketing standpoint, from, like, a ESPN highlight package standpoint.
From a Twitter burner account standpoint, you know.
Like, the guy's all over the place. Like, he's, you're always going to see him around.
Who's more enjoyable to watch? Giannis Ante, your mama, or Kevy?
Yeah, I don't really enjoy Giannis's game.
I don't either.
I don't. It's not fun to watch. It's not. It's.
Who do you like watching? Obviously, Kevin Durant.
I like Kevin Durant. I like Steph. I enjoy Book when he's making it. Like my biggest
I enjoy
problem,
Book when he's making
my
it.
biggest problem with Devin Booker is there's like half the time I feel like he comes out and he's 0 for 5, 0 for 6 to start the game, and it's like, all right, it's gonna be one of those nights for the Suns. Let's go to another game. Like that's one of my frustrations with Book. Like like if we're just talking players, I think that Jamal Murray's got a nice game. He's fun to watch. I hate that he's a Nugget. I hate that team. I hate what they're about and their vibe, but he is fun to watch.
If we're talking about guys we like watching, Steph and Clay.
Sure.
There's no doubt my guy DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no doubt my guy Devin Booker. There's no doubt Kevin Durant. There's no here's the other thing. I'm not a Boston fan. I don't like watching Jason Tatum. I don't enjoy his game.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching the Knicks. I'm like a 18th level Knick fan. If they're on, I'll probably watch. But there's not a player on that team. Like, this is the Jazz conversation. I love watching Donnie play ball. I really enjoy watching Donovan Mitchell's game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the guy I'm probably going to pay attention to most on this team is Talon Horton-Tucker.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy that's got tremendous upside. I want to see him get major run. But I don't know who else on this team you're excited about. Like, I really hope Agbaji or Kessler break out. I do, but that's probably 3 years away. Like, it takes time for these guys to get good.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. Colin Sexton obviously is a guy, but is he even going to start?
Yeah.
Is Colin Sexton, he's going to play major minutes, but Colin Sexton should be starting on this team. How is it opening night and Mike Conley's still here, right? Like, that's the stuff that drives me crazy. Caleb Harrison says, after watching preseason, I think Walker Kessler and Talon Horton-Tucker are a couple of players you can hang on to. I would agree. Caleb says, Giannis is a humble guy. He will never request to leave the Bucks after having a 3-1 lead on KD. Like KD did in OKC.
Yeah, and I agree. I think, and that's what I was saying. Like, I think KD is a drama guy. There's no doubt about that. And I think that that's one of my biggest frustrations being a Durant fan. It's like, dude, like, shut the hell up and do your damn job. Like, I just want him to play more basketball. Like, go out and prove who you are year in and year out. It's not that difficult, and to me, I'm positive, barring any major injuries to this club, that they will have a deep playoff run. They will. I can't believe
stop.
they won't.
How many times do I have to say this?
What?
The Brooklyn Nets are winning a championship.
Well, you keep saying that.
Crown them.
No, I'm not
Give
doing
it to
that.
them right now.
Nope.
Yeah, next question.
Who's it going to be then?
Well, I think you got to go with the Warriors.
Oh, stop. Stop. You and I both know that's not happening.
Okay.
You think they're the best team in the NBA?
Yeah.
I think this Draymond Green thing hasn't played out yet. And frankly, I don't think they're the best team in the West.
Okay, who's better in the West?
I think I'm hesitant to say it
I
out
swear
loud.
to God, if you say the Lakers, I will beat you over the head with a stick.
Well, no, I'm going to say the Clippers are the best team in the West. Because I think the Suns are very big question marks. I think Golden State is older and has a lot of miles on the tires. I think there's Draymond Green drama.
I mean, didn't they say that last year?
No, we didn't. What we said last year is they were going to win the championship because I think that they were getting Klay back. And that's the one thing you really pay attention to with Golden State is, look, Klay Thompson hasn't played a lot of basketball. So you would think after the finals run, he's going to have his legs under him because he's going to have a summer where he was healthy. But this Draymond Green thing and all this money that you paid Wiggs and Poole, dude, you're committing $500 million now. Do you guys understand that? The Golden State Warriors are committed $500 million.
Oh dear. Oh my.
In salary. I think it's $483 million. Massive luxury tax bill. $500 million.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're better than the Clippers. I think now everybody's got to stay healthy. Let's play the everybody stays healthy game.
Yeah, of course.
The Clippers are the best team in the West because Claw's healthy. John Wall's there. Paul George is there. Like, they're going to be good. And I think they're a team that doesn't care about money. I think Steve Ballmer wants to win a championship badly. And I think he's willing to pay to go and get it at the deadline. So,
yeah.
Right now, if I was picking somebody in the West, it would not be the Suns or the Warriors. It would be the Clippers.
Yeah.
Why are you being a skeptic?
Because because we say this every year about the Clippers. Hey, well, if everyone stays healthy, but that truly has been their thing. I mean, like whether it was the Joe Ingles thing on Kawhi or PG's issues or, that's just been their deal. And who knows if John Wall can hold up or not. I mean, obviously, like, he's rested and he's in shape and he looks great. And he is a guy I'm looking forward to watching play basketball again, 100%.
What do you make of the Suns?
I think the Suns are just, they're really good, but they're not good enough to win a championship.
This Jay Crowder thing's a problem.
Yeah, well, the Jay Crowder thing's a problem. The DeAndre Ayton thing's a problem. Chris Paul's never healthy in the playoffs is a problem.
But particularly, I think the Jay Crowder thing is a big deal because now you're reliant on, Landry Shamet and, like a Torrey Craig. Like, I think those guys are now critical factors for you. And Jay Crowder's a guy that's hit a lot of big threes in his career with the Suns.
Yeah, he has.
And now I think you don't have that. But if I look up and down the West, I mean, I look at the Clippers. I don't know what to make of Denver.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting. Who is going to make the move at the deadline? And obviously tomorrow night we're going to see Denver up close and personal. But who's going to make a move at the deadline and become elite? Because the West is open for business. The East is a ball breaker, dude. Like, there are 5 teams that could legit win the Eastern Conference, right? I think, obviously, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, and Philly are the 3 best.
Yeah.
But if you look at the rest of those teams, Boston, I don't know what to make of Boston. Because of this Ime Udoka scandal and...
Scandal.
I'm not a Jason Tatum believer. I'm not. But... this is going to be a hell of a run through the Eastern Conference. It's going to be fun. I don't know if you can necessarily count on guys like DeMar DeRozan staying healthy, or a guy like a Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
And the Bulls didn't do anything in the middle. I don't think they're better.
Nope.
So I think they're going down. They're not going up. Caruso. But I think the Pistons are going to be a handful. The Pistons are a year older. I think the bottom of the East is going to cause problems. Like, I think the East is going to be much more difficult to get through than it has been. The West is clearly deeper and better. I mean, what do you make of like teams like Minnesota? Like there's just so many questions around the league. I think this is going to be one of the most compelling. Yeah, absolutely, Hullabilly. You guys think the Pelicans will be a top 4 team in the West? I think they could be top 6.
Yeah.
But are the Pelicans better than Phoenix? Took them to the limit last year.
Yeah, I'm curious what Zion Williamson ends up bringing, Hopefully he plays a full season.
Talk about a guy you got to prove to stay healthy.
Yep.
And what are the Mavericks this year?
Yeah, again, that's another team where I just think you're good, you're not great, and that's where you'll always be.
Yep. NY Monty fan says, firm believer in hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Durant is more skilled, yes, but he doesn't and can't get it done because he gets in his own way.
Yeah, I mean, on some level. Yeah.
There's some of that.
I think he works his ass off, though. I do disagree. I do think he works his ass off.
Yep. Edwin says, have y'all seen the number of times the Jazz will wear each jersey? Yeah, the yellow is like 10. 10 times. I rolled over my shoelace on my new Jordans.
That's never fun.
I got on new Jordan 1s, and I put them on in the dark. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
Like Jake rolls into my house. We do currently until our Maverick Center internet situation gets figured out.
Yeah.
Which should be today, hopefully. We do this show in my house, right? And so
that show.
Jake shows up at 4:45 every morning.
Oh.
And yeah, today was early. And I was putting on my shoes in the dark, and generally we sit in my living room in the dark.
Right.
And I was putting on my shoes, and I did not do a good job tying my shoes. I'm a mess today.
Yeah.
Frankly. I could have used 17 more hours of sleep.
Yeah.
NY Monty fan says, I love watching Ja Morant. Absolutely. Jacob DeLambo says THT. M. Morris says Russ is fun to watch.
I mean,
for anybody playing the Lakers, he is.
Fun to watch from the standpoint of shooting basketballs off the side of the glass, sure.
But isn't it nice we've had this conversation without talking about the Lakers?
Yes. Yeah. I'm tired of hearing about the Lakers until they prove they're relevant, honestly.
Well, I think they have a long way to go to do that. Eric in Raleigh says Brooklyn will win the play-in game. Why am I the only one that's high on Brooklyn?
Because nobody believes that they're going to make it the season. Nobody believes that the personalities in that locker room are gonna mesh. Nobody believes that Kyrie
But
Irving...
there's not a personality conflict in that locker room
anymore. Oh, there will be. There will be. Yeah, there has and there will be. I mean, that's just who you're dealing with. I mean, there wasn't a personality conflict with Draymond and Jordan Poole until Jordan Poole started running his mouth about the money he was going to make.
Right, but who's the loose cannon in Brooklyn? Would that be Kyrie?
Yeah. Yeah. He's a loose cannon differently than Draymond is. Like, Kyrie is more like, just does weird stuff.
Hey, I just want to take a day off.
Yeah, like you just randomly like, I'm not going to show up today. Yeah, like I gotta go do some ayahuasca or something. Like, that's what Kyrie does.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Why did you pull out the Aaron Rodgers here?
Because guys like Aaron Rodgers, Kyrie, these guys who just do whatever the hell they want,
Okay.
That's when you get problems.
Look, I think there's no doubt in my mind, and this is just my opinion, there's no doubt in my mind that Kyrie Irving's difficult to deal with. I think they're all on prove-it years. Ben Simmons certainly is. Kyrie certainly is. He's in a contract year. Kevin Durant's playing for his legacy.
Yep.
I mean, they don't have room for taking days off this year.
Well,
and it certainly seems like from where we were in July to where we went to in September and everybody got back on the same page and what we saw in the preseason, they certainly have hit a reset button. And Steve Nash has talked about wanting to be better. You know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm alone. I could be alone. Jacob DeLambo says the West is very good. Great time to tank because the Jazz would have never made it to the finals. I agree with that. Kurt Meyer says the Mavericks are fun to watch. Fun to watch is not the word I would use for Luka. Like, I'm always hoping that somebody punches Luka in his face.
Uh-huh.
That's what. Like, I wish Draymond was on his team. MY Monty fan says after watching Steve Ballmer dance and celebrate, I can say he is my spirit animal. He always wears those cheap hotel pants, though.
Yeah.
Like, he's always rocking that manto.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, the manto is uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm good.
I say I'm just fired up to be here today.
Yeah, I'm fired up for football at 50, 10 of the hour. Every hour, we're bringing you the biggest headlines in football, presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza. When you order Papa Murphy's Pizza, get it through the app. Use the promo code Monty25. and get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. All right, it's time.
Okay.
It is time.
Okay.
Everybody bow down.
Yes.
We're talking about sex, baby. Actually, no, we're not. We're talking about Tommy, who's not having any
I thought
sex.
you were going to say we were going to talk about Cabela's again, and I got excited.
No. Tommy, TB12 skip walkthrough this past Saturday to go to Bobby Kraft's wedding.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
Bob Kraft got married.
Bobby!
Tommy went to the wedding.
Right.
Missed a walkthrough, and people are pissed. Should people be pissed that Tom Brady skipped a walkthrough to go to Bob Kraft's wedding?
No, not at all. I think it's ridiculous that people are upset about this. I think that if you're upset about this, you just don't understand the place that Tom Brady's in. Tom Brady does not have to care about anything.
No, he doesn't.
Like, he doesn't have to, he just doesn't have to care. Like, it just doesn't matter. And frankly, the guys around him need to go through the walkthrough and get the damn job done. Like, the offensive line has been a joke. The wide receiver game has not been good. Like, they got to figure it out here. And I think that Tom has been in the league long enough where, a complex defensive scheme or a Tampa 2 or whatever you want to run against Tom Brady is not going to surprise him. He's seen it all. He's been there. He's done that. So dude doesn't need to go through a Saturday walkthrough when his longtime friend invites him to a wedding. Like, it just is what it is, man. And I think that people get burned out on hearing that Tom Brady can do whatever the hell he wants.
Well, apparently Jera thinks he can do whatever he wants once he's done, what did he say, circumcising them skeeters.
Skaters.
According to LeagueOfJustice.com, Jane Doe accuses Cowboy owner Jerry Jones of sexually assaulting her in front of Cowboy players. Wants it to go to a public trial. The woman chose to file under a pseudonym to reportedly minimize the risk of attracting media attention. In the lawsuit, Jane Doe accuses Jones of forcibly kissing her on the mouth without her consent on September 16, 2018, in the Tom Landry room at AT&T Stadium. Doe says the room was full of witnesses, and those witnesses included then Cowboy head coach Jason Garrett, running back Ezekiel Elliott, Tyrone Crawford, Tyrone Smith, and other Cowboy players. She also lists as a witness defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence and Eugenia Jones, who is Jerry Jones's wife. She claims that Jera grabbed her, kissed her, and if you're eating your breakfast, I apologize, forcibly shoved his tongue in her mouth.
Ugh.
In front of all these people.
Gnarly.
So here's a question. It relates to Deshaun Watson as well, who I'm going to tell you about in a minute. Should she be able to be Jane Doe?
I think that, once you go to court, your name's got to come out. I think you can be Jane Doe until you go to court. Once you're in court, then the name's got to come out because now people are, coming to court, putting a face to the case.
Yeah.
Like, then your name's got to come out. So absolutely. But I think in this case, when you're still in the paperwork phase, you can be Jane Doe. And, and the reason I say that is because, okay, Jane Doe in the paperwork, all right, cool. Allow Jerry Jones the opportunity to pay you off in a settlement. And then your name never has to come out because, again, she did the name because she didn't want the media attention. Okay, I can understand that. But if this actually does go to court, her name needs to come out. I'm a big believer in that.
By the way, as we talk about this, bots are in the chat.
What do you know?
Bots are in the chat.
What do you know?
How crazy is that? I don't know, man. I think this is crazy. You did this in front of all these people?
And that's the thing. Like, you're making these accusations that he did something in front of all these people. And so now it's like, all right, now you're going to have to bring those people into the case, and they're going to have to testify. So it's like, I don't think that you should get a free pass as far as your name is concerned when you're affecting all these people.
I don't think you should get a free pass either, but I also think there's something to protecting victims and because we know how football fans are. I think this Deshaun Watson case, by the way, there is another lawsuit filed by Jane Doe the 26th such case filed against Deshaun Watson. The judge told this woman filing this case, if you want to move forward, you have to publicize your name, and you got to do it by the end of the week. Agree or disagree?
No, I agree. Like, I am with you. Like, I think, yes, you have to protect people, like, but this is legal matters. Like, to me, it's not right to bring a case forth, bring a suit forth, but then hide behind the wall. I think you can't have it both ways in our world, unfortunately.
NY Monty fan says, I need to go to Quick Quack Car Wash and wash that visual out of my head.
Yeah, it's a gnarly visual, dude.
Jane Doe is Jerry's daughter, Charlotte Jones. Man, don't even. San Diego State Aztec says Jerry Madman Jones. He's legitimately nutty.
Yeah.
Nutty, but perhaps the best comment of the morning so far on football is Jesse P., who says Brady should have stayed retired. His legacy is getting diminished.
Nah, I disagree with that.
You do? You disagree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's done all this winning. You're not going to take that away from him. At this point, he's playing football because he enjoys it. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell a guy to stop playing football, and it's hard to tell a guy not to go to Papa Murphy's.
911, what's your emergency?
Something is in my house.
I'm sorry, say again?
I smell something delicious and I don't know what it is.
Ma'am, can you describe it for me?
It smells like golden crust, freshly shredded cheese, and pepperoni.
Ma'am, we've traced the smell, and it's coming from inside your oven.
What do you mean?
It's a Papa Murphy's Jacko pizza, and it's just $10.
Ah, amazing.
Papa Murphy's.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Papa Murphy's, use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase at $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Trust me when I say just download the app. It's so easy when you download the Papa Murphy's app. You can order it ahead of time. We do it every week. We order it on, Friday at 10 in the morning when the show's over. We order the pizza. We pick it up at 5 o'clock. Boom. Fresh and ready to go.
Bada boom, bada bing.
The take and bake chocolate chip cookie dough right there on top.
Just pop it in there.
Yeah. Look, Jared, take it easy. Anyway, the point is, let me tell you what now. You're going to download the Papa Murphy's app. Use the promo code Monty25. It is 7 o'clock on the Monty Show, presented by the Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com. Again, I know I say this every day, but if you've been in an accident, there's only one firm you want to represent you. It's the Advocates. I've known Matt Driggs for 10 years. He supported us when we were at 1320K Fan.
The sports leader.
How dare you drink? Anyway, the point is, Matt Driggs and the guys at the Advocates, they're the best in the business.
Yes.
Find them online, UtahAdvocates.com. You never pay anything up front. There's no retainer. There's no consultation fee. You don't pay the Advocates until they win your case at UtahAdvocates.com. Let's talk Utah Jazz basketball this morning because tonight is NBA tip-off, and I'm curious what your expectations for the Utah Jazz are. If I said to you, how many wins do you think the Jazz will have?
Yeah, I think it's like mid-20s, somewhere in there.
I think 30 would be amazing.
Yeah.
Will Hardy should win Coach of the Year if they win 30 games.
Yeah.
Based on what we saw in the preseason, this would be a feat amongst feats. This would be incredible because you look at what this roster's become, and you're going to be a young roster that's occasionally going to play veterans. To which I ask, why is Mike Conley still here and Bojan Bogdanovic is not?
Yeah.
But when you look at guys like Agbaji, Kessler, Vanderbilt, THT, you look at some of these young players, the question that you have to ask yourself is this an entertaining product? Will this be a team you care about? That's my main question for Jazz fans this morning because I think it is something, and I know we've talked about this a lot, and I know we've had this conversation, I feel like 100 times.
Yeah.
Do you care about the Utah Jazz? They tip off tomorrow night at home against the Nuggets. I don't know what there is to hang on to on this team.
Yeah.
Are you engaged? Are you here for Jazz Talk? Is this something you're excited about? Honestly, if I'm sitting here, I'm actually excited about this season. The All-Star Game is going to be here. By the way, we are going to give away an experience at the All-Star game. We're going to send you to the game. We're going to get you some hotel. Like, it's going to be a great time. But isn't the All-Star game the highlight of the season?
Yeah, pretty much. And I think that, I'm always excited for NBA basketball to tip off, but I would be lying if I said that I was thrilled with what the Jazz are rolling out. Like, I'm not. And in that same light, I'm also not trying to be ultra negative on the team, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm so excited for this season. I'm not that excited for this season. You knew you were going to be bad. You knew they were going to tear it down, and it just is. It's a difficult thing to have to go through as a sports fan because right now it just feels so different. Like, I can't emphasize this enough. I think for a Utah Jazz fan specifically, you're going from being a playoff team for the last 5 years to being one of the worst teams in the league with jerseys that really don't do much for you, and that to me is what the struggle is. Like, if you had, it's okay to be bad, but if you had jerseys that everyone was down with and really about, then I think that, you would have some momentum. But I don't know. I'm sitting here more concerned about, football and the baseball playoffs and frankly other teams in the league than I am about the Utah Jazz being some relevant, great team that I need to worry about constantly, and for me, the other thing too is, obviously we're going to talk about the Jazz all the time, probably on a daily basis. So I am going to watch them obviously, but I'm just speaking from a fan, just me as a basketball fan perspective. I'm not that excited about what they have to offer right now.
Wow, not at all.
Not really, no.
If you look at how many of these guys, if I said to you, will be on this team when the season starts, will Malik Beasley, or when the season ends, will Malik Beasley be here when the season ends?
Yeah, I think so.
Jordan Clarkson?
No.
Lauri Markkanen?
Yeah.
You think he will be?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Lauri Markkanen's probably the number one trade chip on this team. Mike Conley.
He feels like a deadline guy, but if you, I said that, to me, he's always felt like a guy you trade, but they haven't traded him, so I don't have faith.
He's making $22.6 million.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. This is what I need. So do you see what I'm getting at here? The storylines around the Utah Jazz are more about the guys they shouldn't be paying rather than the young guys that are here and that they're developing and that, is this new era of Jazz basketball. Yeah. Do you see why that's sort of an issue?
I do.
So to me, it's hey, $22 million for Mike. That's fine. It's not like that's some ridiculous number for Mike Conley, but
no.
But why here? Why now? Why is he still on the books? It just doesn't fit.
Yep. Jeremy Bolton is echoing what a lot of people are saying. I would probably be more excited if I could actually watch them play. Only beaten by NY Monty fan, who says next year will be worse. We will be expecting improvement and be disappointed when they are the same as this year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right now, as a sports fan in Salt Lake City or anybody listening,
Jeez
what are you looking for? What's your go-to? What are you excited about? Because primetime football has sucked, right? Major League Baseball has been rained out the last couple of days. I don't think we have a ton of hockey fans on this show, generally speaking. I know we have some, but not a ton. The masses are not.
Yeah, what are you guys watching right now?
What is your thing right now?
I'm a hundo P into the Yankees right now. I'm a hundo P into the Chicago Blackhawks right now, even though we're terrible. And I cannot.
You said we're terrible. Is that? Are you like the equipment manager, or what are we talking about here? I'm just asking a question. Because they're my team too, so I'm on the team. We know that. Or is this the Kalani press conference treatment here, or what do we got going on?
So, we are hiring on this show.
Are people hiring?
It's the Chicago Blackhawks. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Anyway. I will come across this table on you. I'm excited about the NBA. Honestly, I am. It is frustrating. I have the league pass, so I get to watch the Jazz games. But I can see all the comments about not being able to watch. Like NY Monty fan says, even if we did care about the Jazz, and we do, we cannot watch them. They have a terrible TV deal. They need to do what the Clippers did and go direct to customer. You have to.
Yeah.
Holabilly says, I'm just glad hockey season is among us because it's going to be a rough year for the Jazz. As a Jazz fan, I would agree with that. As bad as it sounds, I'll be watching a lot of the Cavs. Ooh, Carlin Lefevre.
Yeah, and I don't think that sounds bad, dude.
One kick swiftly in the groin.
Yeah, I don't think that sounds bad.
No, I'm a huge Donnie fan. I mean,
yeah. I
think that's what this league has become, though. And we talk about this all the time on the show presented by the Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com. This NBA is a players' league now.
Yeah.
It is a players' league. And you look at the money that they're making, you look at the merchandise, you look at the TV product, like this is a players' league. They don't market the Hawks. They market Hunter, who just got a huge extension yesterday. Trey Turner, like you don't market the Jazz the way you don't market play, but you market the uniform. But you see my point.
Yeah.
If you're the Lakers, you market LeBron and AD. If you're the Suns, you market Booker. Like, this is a players' league. I'm excited to see Donovan Mitchell come out and score 30 points a game because I think he's got a legitimate chance to do that.
Yeah.
Jacob DeLambo says, watching the Cavs too. M. Morris says, like MLB, I might watch a few games and playoffs. Well, you're missing because we're in the division series. The Dodgers are dead. NY Monty fan says, I'm interested to see how the Cavs do and see how the T-Wolves of the East mesh with Gobert and Cat together. See that?
We were having such a good show.
Right, but you're a jerk, and you were being mean about the Blackhawks.
Such a good show.
Now I bring up the fact that you said the Timberwolves were in the East and they were better than Kevy and the Nets.
Come on, guys.
What?
Come on.
Huh? Hey, Greg Hawkins, good to see you, buddy. How are you? He's doing really well because.
Hey, you're up a little early, Greg.
Well, hasn't been to bed since Saturday night when Utah beat USC. Are you kidding me?
Rager.
Greg says it's so damn early, bro. I've been up since 4. I've been up since 4. Hullabilly says also the Rugby League World Cup is going on. I've been tuning into that.
I have no idea what that was.
See, when you're a Minnesota Wild fan, you don't actually watch hockey. You watch rugby.
With all due respect, I love you, Hullabilly, but with all due respect, can we? We're going to take a hard pass on rugby on this show, okay?
Why?
All due respect.
Come on.
What do you mean?
With all due respect. With all due respect.
I don't hate rugby. We've been to rugby matches.
That doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and talk about it. Come on.
I don't think he's saying to talk. I just think
I will say.
Why are you so salty today?
I will say I'll talk more rugby than Real Salt Lake.
No, you're not baiting me into this. You're not. You're not baiting me into this. No, you're not. No, you're not. M. Morris says Cat already not meshing with Rudy. We'll see about that. I can't wait to see what the Timberwolves do when teams do a 5-spread offense with Gobert on the floor. Yeah. Celebrate that, Jazz fans.
The writing's on the wall, bro.
Celebrate that.
What's going to happen here.
Celebrate that. Snooka!
What's up, Snooka?
Says morning, everybody. Jeremy Bolton says, oh, hey, what's that? That's the sound of silence, a.k.a. Alex Caruso highlights this year. Dude, why? Like, what is this whole bait and thing today?
No.
Yeah, take it easy. He already created a GIF with one of his highlights.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Alex Caruso's a god.
It is if I say it is.
Hullabilly says, Monty, the Blackhawks are going to win 19 games this year. Who wins more, the Hawks or the Jazz? M. Alvarez says, since I can't watch the Jazz, I look forward to hearing the breakdown from the hacks on YouTube.
Hey,
thank you.
See?
Thank you.
Now we're talking.
That's a true fan.
See?
That's a true fan.
Yeah.
Spence Checkits occasionally does radio in this town.
Yeah,
Kurt Meyer says, you keep this up and it'll bring Tanner out of a deep sleep, a dead sleep. Yeah.
That's an issue.
Yeah, the Ray. No, you're not doing it. You're not. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I think that if I had to put an over-under on it,
yeah,
I would put the Jazz win total at 29 games. Over or under?
Under.
Under 29.
Yeah, I got to go under.
Under 29.
Right now, yeah. I got to go. Because they're going to make deadline deals. You know that. You know that, and those deadline deals are not going to be with the emphasis of getting better.
So you think they are tanking for V-Dub?
I don't think they're tanking for V-Dub. I think what they're trying to do is accumulate picks, and then they're going to trade a bunch of picks. And maybe they go after V-Dub, but I don't think that the mission's ever been, honest to God, I don't think the mission has ever been to tear a playoff caliber organization all the way to the ground for a 5% or 10% chance to get a ping pong ball, right? Like, that's what's never made sense to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's what they're doing. Okay, I'm 100% open to that. But it just doesn't make sense to me to go through all this effort and consternation and all the trade stuff and everything you've done for a tiny percentage of an opportunity to get the number 1 overall pick when you can just trade up to the number 1 overall pick with all the picks you have.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. You could be right, though.
The pick swap thing is concerning, for sure. I mean, the quality or what seems to be lack of quality with some of these pick swaps is not great.
I'm telling you now. The Jazz are teetering on, oh boy, we up. If these, you look at the picks they have, and you got to burn them this year. I think this year, if the new CBA is done, it's going to completely devalue those picks because they're going to take out the age restriction, and I think it's going to bring up the G League. I think it's going to bring down the draft. I think teams like G League Ignite become exponentially more valuable. And I think these picks the Jazz have, if they don't burn them this year and next year, I think they become exponentially less valuable.
Yeah, and my thing's always been like, why go through all this if you're not going to burn them up this year? Why put, essentially why put gas in the car if you're not going to drive down the road? That's what I don't understand. And that to me has always been my biggest concern. I always trusted Danny Ainge and the moves he was making, and I think he made some great moves outside of the Bogdanovich deal. But to me, the question never was, hey, can he make trades and burn an organization in the ground?
Well, right.
You always knew that. The question is...
Yeah, anybody can do that.
Yeah, any casual can do that. The question is, what's the path to getting back to being a playoff team?
Jeez, Teddy. Dadgummit, Teddy's like, yeah, I can see us winning 18 games. 18 games?
Teddy's going to build more, or Teddy and the Waymans are going to do more jobs than the Jazz win games this year, bro. Come on. Come on.
18 games? Caleb says 9 to 12 seed, excuse me.
Uh-huh.
It could be. 18 games? Nobody will be there. No, and the problem is the arena is beautiful now. The arena renovations are unbelievable. I'm telling you, Friday night, be at the Maverick Center. The renovations at the Maverick Center, dude.
Yeah.
If you don't know, the G League is going to play at the Maverick Center.
Uh-huh.
So the Maverick Center got all the scoreboards. That's big center hung scoreboard at Vivint is now at the Maverick Center. All of those ribbon boards and big video boards are now at Maverick Center. So they are going to have brand new ribbon boards all the way around the second level at Maverick Center. The big center hung, those 4 big screens. The south end of the Maverick Center is going to be completely renovated and have all those new big screens up there. Like, it's a completely different building.
Yeah.
It is. The Utah Grizzlies open up Friday night. I'm telling you, you want tickets? DM me on Twitter. You got to come and see it.
Yes.
It is. I'm telling you, it is unbelievable.
And the docuseries we're making comes out today.
Oh, that's right. Our first episode of the documentary series we're making on the Grizzlies, Behind the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this. I just did it again.
Bro. What are you doing, bro?
My one shoelace is untied, and I keep rolling over it with my chair. Anyway, I'm excited about the documentary we're doing with the Grizzlies. It's going to be a fun year. Like, they're good folks to work with.
Yeah,
all of them are great. But my point is, Vivint got all new boards. They opened up that entertainment area and all of that on the one end of the arena. Like, the money that they've put into that building for the All-Star game,
crazy.
I understand why Ryan Smith is a little cash poor right now, if in fact he is, because the money that they've spent on that building, it's spectacular.
Yeah,
it is spectacular. And then you look at what the Maverick Center is going to look like. off the chain. It's going to be off the chain. Let's see. Alex Chacon says, we have 3 picks in the draft chock full of building block players. Well, you hope so. Jesse Harsh says, Monty wanted to say fudged up. I did, but I didn't because I'm a man of discipline. Caleb Harrison says, Jared Butler getting waived is disappointing. But, Caleb, you and I have had this exact conversation. Now, Caleb was actually all excited. I mean, he even washed his yellow Jazz jersey when he heard Saban Lee was coming to Utah. How'd that work out?
Sorry if you're offended by that.
He gone.
We'll see you.
Jared Butler. We can talk about Jared Butler.
Yeah.
Did Jared Butler get a fair shake with the Utah Jazz?
Yes.
I think he did.
100%.
And I think, and we told you this over the summer, Jared Butler showed up at Summer League, and the first practice, I'm pretty sure, the first practice ended, and my Jazz guy called me and was like, we're in trouble with this guy. And he was not in basketball shape. Jared Butler was not overweight or fat, but the season ended for the Jazz, and Jared Butler went home and did not work out, it appears, because he showed up for Summer League out of shape.
Yeah.
And it took him several weeks to get back into basketballing. And then he shot horrendous over the summer. And in the preseason, he shot terribly. He didn't give them a choice. And I understand that mentally he was a little beat down because he didn't get to play.
Yeah.
But when the team is questioning your professionalism and you do not come in elite basketball shape, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Jared had to do his part, and I don't necessarily blame the Jazz for letting him go because he didn't show a want to be here. And it's not surprising that nobody's picked him up, or at least I haven't seen that somebody picked him up. He's a guy that needs to go to Europe and experience success because when he was in the G League, he dominated. And he got to the Jazz, and he just couldn't crack the lineup. And we can sit here and say, hey, you know what? Coach didn't want to play him, and Coach, Quinn Snyder didn't play young guys. I got news for you. Will Hardy played young guys, and Jared Butler didn't cut the mustard, so they let him go. And I think it was the right move. I don't have any qualms about him not being here.
Yeah, and I just don't understand why it's this shocking thing or why it's so crazy or I mean, when you're not going to show up in shape, when you're not going to be 100% engaged as a basketball player, you're not a basketball player, man. You your body is temple, as they say. You have to take care of your body. You have to be in shape and ready to go. And that is to me has always been a cardinal sin of athletics. Whether it's Zion or Jared Butler or whoever, you have to be in better shape. And that's why I just think it's not surprising at all. And I'm guessing because they were so ready and willing to cut him that his attitude probably wasn't great either.
Yeah, he was the 40th pick. I wanted to confirm that real quick. Second round, 40th pick in the 2021 NBA draft. And you know what? So it's not like you wasted it. I see some people saying it was a wasted pick. Alex Chacon says he was the 40th pick in the draft. I'm not sure why it's so surprising. No, I would agree with that. I mean, Jacob DeLambo says he was a waste of a pick.
Yeah.
Hullabilly says we could have drafted Ayo Dosunmu. Yeah, well, that Ayo was there.
I don't think it's too harsh to say that's another pick you can add to the ledger that didn't work out.
Yeah, Ayo went 38th to my R and we,
the
Chicago Bulls. Yeah, that's true. I mean, at least you didn't draft JT Thor. Good job, Caleb and the Pistons. How many home runs are in that draft? Caleb Cunningham, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley.
Yep.
Scotty Barnes. Is Jalen Suggs?
No.
Josh Giddey.
Yes.
Jonathan Kuminga. Franz Wagner. Davion Mitchell. Zaire Williams. How about James Bouknight getting a DUI?
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. Josh Primo. Chris Duarte. Moses Moody. There's a lot of good players in this draft. And I look at that second round, And there's not a whole lot. I mean, the guy that really stands out to you in the second there is Ayo Dosunmu, now the starting point guard of my R&We, the Chicago Bulls, who I've been telling you about, and Jeremy Bolton's like, Caruso, Dosunmu.
Because it's garbage.
Jerk. Kessler Edwards, decent, right? There's some guys in that second round.
Yeah.
Luka Garza, we'll see. But there's some players, but the top of that first round has a chance to be an all-timer.
Yeah.
Cunningham, I think Cade Cunningham's a stud.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Building block guy, staple, your franchise guy.
Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green?
Jalen Green.
Really?
Yeah, I think the difference is, like, right now, Cade Cunningham's a better player, but I think what's going to happen here is Jalen Green's going to take this step forward, and his athleticism, to me, has always been higher than Cade Cunningham.
Yes, it
so
has.
once he takes that step,
but
I think he's better.
Cade's a different player. He's not that high flyer.
He's a finesse. I'm going to beat you with my skill,
Yeah.
understanding angles.
Yeah.
Like, he's a smart player.
Kanai Johnson, what's up, KJ? THT will be the all-star who makes it, or will it be Clarkson? Maybe nobody. It'll be somebody. I want it to be Colin Sexton. I think it's the most likely guy is probably Lauri Markkanen.
Probably.
But I would love it to be Colin Sexton. Mike Maples. Yes, he was a second-round pick, and he didn't take it as a slight and work to prove the team was wrong. Well, it would have been nice if he'd have made it. That's what I'm saying. NY Monty fan says, let's talk about the Redeem Team special on Netflix. Not close to The Last Dance, but decent. The Dream Team doc was amazing as well. I mean, documentaries on Netflix are pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very difficult. The Last Dance is going to be almost impossible to beat.
But why is that?
Because it's Michael Jordan.
Facts.
It's Michael Jordan. I mean,
Facts.
that makes it tough to beat.
Yep.
No doubt. I mean, that to me anyway.
This is what it is.
Jeremy Bolton says maybe Jared Butler, should have created a GIF from his highlights to get attention.
Facts.
Well,
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for your contribution today, man.
Jeremy, you're on that Caruso rub
that
today.
flow.
Teddy Wayman says this next draft is loaded. It sucks we didn't get a pick for Bogey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Spot on, Teddy. Spot on. I mean, I'm not a believer in just giving guys away, and that's what that was.
Nor should you be. But the Bogdanovich trade is frustrating.
Y'all feel me?
It was a salary dump. That's what that was.
That's it,
and
dude.
Listen, I get it. I totally understand it. You got a guy in Kelly Olynyk that you really like.
But here's what I don't understand, though. This is what I don't understand, logically speaking. So we're okay to keep Mike Conley.
$21 million.
$21 million Mike Conley. Because allegedly he brings all this leadership, and you gotta mentor Colin Sexton, and Mike likes living here.
But does Colin Sexton need a mentor at this point of his career?
No, I don't think so. And so my point is like, you gave away Bogdanovich for a rack of basketballs because you allegedly didn't want Bogdanovich in camp.
Hey,
like, come on.
They got Danny's guy, Kelly Olynyk.
I guess, dude.
It's Danny's guy.
Too fucking bad, man.
3 McDonald's All-Americans if the Jazz don't get Victor. I hope they get Nick Smith from the Razorbacks. Look him up. Oh, I know Nick Smith.
Yeah.
And we've talked about Nick on the show.
Yeah.
So.
Caleb said look him up.
Caleb said it's a little off topic. Way too early college basketball prediction. Arkansas basketball makes the Final Four.
Okay, how are you an Arkansas fan?
Because he went to, I believe he went to.
Did you go to Arkansas?
He went to Arkansas Technical West Coast College.
You're casual.
Otherwise known as Central Arkansas, Scottie Pippen's alma mater. He did. I'm not even joking. Where was Caleb on Saturday afternoon? Cheering on Arkansas at Lavelle Edwards Stadium.
You would.
Some of us follow Caleb on Instagram.
Well, you know.
So that's how we know about Caleb. If you guys don't follow Caleb Harrison on Instagram, Caleb, drop your handle.
Caleb's always out doing something. That's what I've always noticed.
Caleb has a style about him that's pretty amazing. He's got an amazing afro. Like, your fro is on point. I've always, and we've talked about this a lot, I've always wanted good hair. I try to convince Junior over here to get a mohawk.
Hey, guys.
Like, do something fun. Caleb has amazing hair. He has a terrible fashion sense in that he actually likes the colors of the Pistons and this yellow thing the Jazz are doing. But he's always somewhere doing something, eating amazing food. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing, Caleb. You eat amazing food. And I appreciate that. So, Caleb, drop your Instagram handle. because I'm telling you. Joe Davies says, are you back in Utah? Who are you talking about? Us?
I don't know.
Me?
Are you talking about Caruso?
Why would you encourage Jeremy Bolton with something like that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Colin Sexton says, or Alex Chacon says, Colin Sexton is going to have an all-star year. I hope he stays healthy.
But again, so this is my point. This is kind of what I was getting at with Jared Butler. Like, you have Colin Sexton now. Jared Butler is irrelevant. You didn't need him. Like, get his ass out of here.
See, and this is why you can't bring up Caruso. If Caruso comes to Utah, I'll become an RSL fan, Jeremy Bolton says.
Because it's all part of the plan.
Man, it's fine. It's fine. It is. Yeah, I am a Monty fan. Caleb's a good dude. Joshua Lovren says, for this season, Wilson, Murray, Smith, you got to start one, bench one, cut one. Your mom? Jeremy says, I'll see myself out. Oh, Jeremy, who's the mayor of Montytown.
Right.
Self-elected dictator.
Yeah.
I love you, dude. It's all good. MY Monty fan says, don't say that. You'll get Tanner all hot and heated.
Wasn't that fun?
More Tanner comments.
Yeah.
Teddy says, I don't think we will have anyone close to being an all-star this season. You really don't?
I don't know about that. I think on a bad team, you got guys that are going to get stats for sure.
Donnie would score 50 on this team. I think Markkanen's your guy.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the all-star on this team? Make a pick.
I'm going to go with Colin Sexton. I think he has a big year.
Okay. I'm going Markkanen.
I'm going to go Sexton.
KJ says, if Caruso came to Utah, we will win 20 games instead of 18. Well,
kick a person when he's down.
Listen, you have to do things to change your trajectory, right?
Right. Yeah, of course.
An Alex Caruso trade is not unlike going to trydaytrading.com/Monty.
Well,
right. It's going to change your fortunes.
Right.
Everything will turn up for you.
Yeah.
Love my guys at Tri-Day Trading. They present all of our jazz talk here on the Monty Show. And I just keep telling you guys every day, day trading is a way out of the 9-to-5 grind. And again, and I don't know, I was talking to Willie on Twitter DM, and Willie was asking me, hey, I watched the webinar and I really want to do it. So go and do it. Everybody who watches the webinar at trydaytrading.com/Monty, it is free. It costs you nothing. There's no obligation, nothing. Everybody who watches that webinar is like, oh, dude, you were right. I know. I'm always right. Right? Have I ever been wrong once?
No, you're perfect in every way.
Thank you. And the point is, trydaytrading.com/Monty is how you get out of that 9-to-5 grind. The other thing is, and I'd love to see what you're doing for a side hustle. Drop your side hustles in the comments.
Yeah.
Because I think this is a really fascinating discussion. I am curious how much grind you put into the side hustle, because I think it's one of those things where you have to find a way to stop grinding on the side hustle. You have to find a way to work for yourself, build your life, do the things that you need to do to thrive. And that's why day trading is so critical. I am done grinding the side hustle. I am done working for other people. I'm working for myself. Do that same thing. Trust me, the fear is real, but the liberation is more real, and it's more freeing. TryDayTrading.com. Just watch the free webinar. That's all I'm asking you to do. Register, watch the webinar, tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. TryDayTrading.com/Monty. Let's see. This guy says hello, I think, because Jeremy Bolton writes back hello. Well, hello.
Who the fuck are you?
Let's see. Joe Davies says, is the Monty Show back in Utah? Yes. Several years ago, we moved back now.
Joe, how long have you been listening?
Yeah,
We've been back for a minute.
Yeah, we've been back for a minute. Good to see you, Joe. Appreciate you. Dave Matsukis says, BYU won't improve until they get a new coaching staff.
Wow. I don't know. Are we ready to go back into the BYU swing?
We could. I'm trying to figure out how to I believe this is Chinese. My guy is speaking Chinese, and we don't really speak Chinese. So I don't know how to, should I copy and paste and translate that?
Google Translate.
We're going to have to figure out, we're going to have to figure out what, wow. how to.
You just Googled that and the Matrix code came up or something, dude. Jeez.
Let's see exactly how to translate this. I don't speak English, is what that says. Okay, well, thanks for coming. We appreciate
Thank
that.
you. I appreciate you at least, commenting. Thank you.
This show has been crazy with commenters lately. NY Monty fan says he said he doesn't know how to speak English.
Oh,
okay, well, we're here to teach you, man. Enjoy the ride. Appreciate that.
Does anybody in the chat speak the language he speaks?
NY Monty fan says I speak Chinese. So
okay,
it is Chinese.
NY Monty
How
fan.
do you speak Chinese?
Hey, NY Monty fan. In Chinese, in your next comment, can you tell him Alex Caruso is the best player in the league?
You should tell him that. That's amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. Kanai Johnson says, what happened to BYU defense that slapped Utes around last year? I think they're dead, yes. At 7:35 on the Monty Show, absolutely. We can talk BYU football as we did to open the show this morning. And I think the real question here is, are we making too much out of these BYU struggles? I want to play this piece of tape from Kalani Sitake because I think this is the one that really resonates with me. He had a very blunt exchange with a reporter yesterday. And this is very atypical Kalani Sitake.
Kalani, you said earlier that you want to have the roles clearly defined. When you say that, has Elisa Tuiaki not been calling the plays this year? Is it more you or Ed Lamb? What's the roles that have been assigned to this defense in this season?
You asking for this week or last week, or what are you specifically?
You noted since day one.
Yeah, I think.
What have been some of those changes?
That's what I'm talking about. The details of the changes. I don't think I owe you guys an answer on that. That's program run, So there's a lot of things that are happening.
I'm sorry.
Jared, go ahead.
Donnie?
I don't think I owe you an explanation. And then that little head shake.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
This is not the Kalani Sitake I've come to know and respect.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see this is grinding on him. And it makes you wonder how much pain is going on behind the scenes. Because we told you yesterday, we talked to a BYU defensive starter who said that there is significant consternation on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah.
And that there are some philosophical differences. And I think that when you watch that tape, and I'm going to play it again because I want you to watch the head shake. After he says, hey, that's, program accountability, and I don't think I owe you an explanation. That's program accountability. You look at that head shake and tell me that he is absolutely not wearing every inch of the struggles that are going on in this program.
Kalani, you said earlier that you want to have the roles clearly defined. When you say that, has Elisa Tuiaki not been calling the plays this year? Is it more you or Ed Lamb? What's the roles that have been assigned to this defense in this season?
You asking for this week or last week, or what are you specifically?
You noted since day one.
Yeah, I think.
What have been some of those changes?
That's what I'm talking about. The details of the changes. I don't think I owe you guys an answer on that. That's program run, So there's a lot of things that are happening.
I'm sorry.
It's just so awkward. And it's just not who we know Kalani to be. I mean, even in his worst moments of late, that's just not who that guy is. And I think that's very telling that he is busting his ass to fix this, and there may not be a way to fix it.
Yeah, and this has been building for weeks. I mean, we have, I think, up the stack there. We have the water bottle thing, and we have. I mean, it's been.
Yeah. Oh, I think
it's been. It's that top one of the efficiency one right there. A couple more up.
Oh, this one right
that
here.
One right there. Yeah, play that.
I mean, didn't get Puka a ball, so that's frustrating, and so I think when you only have 40. How many plays do we have total? 46. That's not going to do it. And so part of that is defense get off the field, and offense get first downs and keep drives going, and just get more efficient football from our team. I think what Notre Dame did was right. Own the clock, be balanced, run the ball, throw the ball, and that's what we should be doing.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
You see this cumulative building effect with his interactions with the media, and he's such a good human, man. I just can't. There are very few guys in sports that I will sit here and tell you are, just phenomenal people.
Yeah.
Kalani Sitake is a phenomenal person.
Right.
He is a really good human. And to watch him wearing this tells you he's the right guy. Kalani Sitake is the only option as head coach. But let's get really honest about this. He's got to do something about the discord in the defense.
Facts.
He has got to do something to get, Elisa Tuiaki and the defensive coaching staff moving in the right direction, because I don't believe they are. And these drop eights, these swap all 11 players, like all of this stuff is just not the way that you win football games. And I don't know if he was on board with that. Nobody asked him about that swap all 11.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on board with that. I am not on board with, that Notre Dame, Arkansas, and now Liberty are going to run the football. If Wyoming and Utah State ran the football down your throat, what do you think Notre Dame, Arkansas, and Liberty are going to do? And I got news for you. If the same team that showed up against Notre Dame and Arkansas shows up in Lynchburg on Saturday, BYU is going to lose this game. And they're going to lose this game badly, because Liberty is no pushover. And I want to play this clip of Hugh Freeze, the head coach at Liberty. And if you think that they're not taking this game seriously, or if you think this is just a lie down, you got another thing coming from Liberty football.
For those of you who are lucky enough, and I said lucky enough, for those of you who are lucky enough to play in this game Saturday night, you're getting ready to make history. It is, without a doubt, the biggest home football game this program's ever had. I came to this school for moments like this. You came to this school for moments like this. Every hotel in town is sold out. The stadium is sold out. You'll be on national TV. It is a big game. You don't approach it any different as far as preparation, but there's no hiding from this fact, and you are lucky and fortunate if you get to prepare to play in it. And I want you to embrace that, but at the same time, you must earn it.
You think they're taking this game seriously? The biggest home game this program's ever had. They've expanded their stadium to 25,000, sold out. Every hotel in town, sold out. We're going to be on national TV. They're not taking BYU lightly or chalking this up, or they're coming to kick your ass. And you better be ready when you show up in Lynchburg on Saturday. And the question is, do you believe that this team can get up for a game like this? You just got your face punched for the entire second half. You got run over for a month straight defensively now. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with BYU. Like, it's time to do something about it. And I'm not telling you, you're not firing guys now. Elisa Tuiaki's not being fired today. Talk about that in the offseason. Right now, today, Kalani Sitake has to put two hands on the wheel, and he's got to start calling the defensive plays.
Yeah.
He has got to start coordinating the defense far more than he has been. Kalani's never going to be hands-off on the defense. He needs to be far more hands-on, though. And the days of trusting your assistants are over. You have got to stop the run. You have a secondary that is capable of playing at a high level. You have a guy in a Ben Bywater. You have a guy in a Max Tooley that seemingly find themselves around the football and they make plays. Max Tooley again with a punch out this week. Interceptions, pick sixes. Let them play their game. You guys stop the run here. That's the bottom line. And the only guy who can do that is Kalani Sitake.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it is high time that Kalani step up to the plate and take control of this. Greg Hawkins says BYU needs better offense too. They've only put up 40 points once this year.
Yeah, but that's not why you're losing games.
The offense is the least of my concerns for BYU.
Yeah.
Their running game is going to struggle all year long. It just is. I think we're all without Jackson McChesney, and Kalani said he's not out for the year yesterday, but he's not available to you. Like, you don't have change of pace guys. And if Pini Katoa's hurt, I love Chris Brooks. His attitude, his spirit is great. He's not a number one running back. He's not a 30-carry guy. And this offense is predicated on Jaron Hall slinging the rock. And he did a fine job against Arkansas. They scored more than enough points to win that game.
Yeah.
But you can't stop the run, and you can't get off the field on third down. 12 of 15 against Arkansas on third down ain't getting it done. I'm not worried about you're not wrong, Greg. You could always be better. But you have Puka now. I think you have one of the great young stars in college football in Cody Epps. Chase Roberts is healthy. You have everything you need offensively. I think this offensive line is really good. Stop the run. Get off the field on third down.
Yeah.
Stop this drop 8, rush 3 thing. Stop asking Tyler Batty to be a coverage linebacker when he's a defensive end. You got to stop with this madness. It has to stop. Boyd Lake says, Tuiaki dropped some bigger nuggets yesterday too. We have to talk about that. Well, I mean, but for what?
In the parlance of what conversation? I mean, he's going to say what he's going to say.
The biggest thing that he said yesterday, and it really isn't a big thing. It really bothered me, frankly, when he talked about the fact that, hey, if I'd have known the offense and I would have dropped 8, he basically said, if I'd have known we were going to score so many points, I'd have played zone the entire game. And it's infuriating to me. Him getting into it, the issues with Tuiaki is he's starting to crack under the pressure. This fight with this fan, and I say this fight, this verbal altercation with this fan, is completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And he talked about it on Coordinator's Corner with Greg Wrubell yesterday on BYU TV. Your apology doesn't make it okay.
Usually you get down the field level when the game ends.
Yeah, came down to the field, and obviously there's emotions are high for everybody, and there's a gentleman sitting in the south end zone, just right over the goalpost that he and I had an exchange, and I just thought that was unbecoming, and so I wanted to apologize to that gentleman. If you watch Coordinator's Corner, what you said was correct. I've got to be better, and so we'll go out there and we'll fix what we need to, and we'll be better.
But what does that mean?
Yeah, it's just
what does
coach
that mean? That's all that. That's exactly. It's coach speak. It doesn't mean anything. I respect Elisa Tuiaki. I know that this is a very difficult job. Hard jobs don't go to people that aren't capable of doing them, and I will just go with what Duke women's basketball coach Carol Lawson always says: do hard better.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hard job. If it was easy, everybody would do it. If it was easy, Jake could be a defensive coordinator.
Right.
It's hard. You got to do the job. You got to bear down and do the job better. That's the bottom line. When things get difficult, we find out who you are as a man. That's what football does, and I think a lot of people forget that. Football is not necessarily about being a great coordinator or coach. You have to be a great man to be a great head coach, because the principles that carry you through life carry you through football. And when you're a great football player, generally you are a high-character individual.
I'm a man!
Generally speaking. Now, are there a bunch of meatheads that take steroids and go to prison when they're done playing football? Yes.
Get your lazy ass in the gym.
Yes, there are. But on the regular, what you see is guys like Taysom Hill. Why is Taysom Hill not working on Wall Street right now? Plenty of job offers. Because he's a guy of high character who doesn't quit. And he had a dream. He worked hard. He took an opportunity that was presented to him, and he kicked ass.
Yep.
That's called character and work ethic. And I'm not saying that Ilaisa Tuiaki doesn't have that, but maybe you're just not the right guy for this job right now today.
Mm-hmm.
That right guy is Kalani Sitake, right? When the job needs to get done and the guys you put in place are not doing the job, whose responsibility is it to get it done?
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Let's stop making excuses and start making changes.
Yeah.
We can talk about the things that are struggling, but you just can't keep going.
Yeah, and I think people get burned out on even Kalani, like, with all due respect to him. I mean, we hear these guys all the time, even A-Rod, saying, yeah, we got to be better. So the be better thing is great, but we hear all of them say it. And it's like, that's what I think BYU fans want.
And Donut says, someone tell Kalani not to go for 4th and 1 deep on their own side of the field. Fail. Well, 4th and 1 seems to be a hipster trend, Greg Hawkins says, Max Tooley looks like the villain from a football movie. He's fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
He does, by the way. Again, another guy whose hair. Caleb Harrison, I'm jealous of your hair. Max Tooley, I'm jealous of your hair. It is. It is what it is. Jerem Tracy says Aaron Roderick needs to be more consistent as well. But is the offense really what the problem is? The offense is not what plagues this team.
I think the only thing with the offense I would have a complaint about is that stuff last week about how you were playing Jaron instead of Jacob Conover, even though Jaron was hurt and probably shouldn't have been playing. That's the only issue that I have. I think, again, when you give up 52 points, I'm not talking offense, dude.
When the flipping defense is 12 of 15 on the wrong side of third down, when you allow somebody to convert 12 of their 15 third downs,
yeah.
How do we know what the offense is? Because they're never on the damn field.
Yeah. Well, and Kalani said that too.
How do we know? The defense, if the defense was just serviceable against the run, Jaron Hall would be a Heisman candidate. I'm not even joking. I'm not even using hyperbole or exaggeration. If you were just 7 of 15, if you were just 50%, BYU wins that game.
Yeah, if Jaron had, 45 plays a game.
If Jaron had 20 more snaps a game, how much better is this offense?
It's got to be 14 points better.
You can't tell me you can't hand that kid 14 snaps and think nothing good's going to come from it. Because it will. If you give Puka 14 more snaps and 6 of those go to him.
Yeah.
If you give Cody Epps just 2 more receptions down the field. The list is endless.
Yeah.
Of opportunities. But you're not getting those because the defense is historically bad.
Yeah.
At third downs. You're bad at third downs as a defense. You're bad at stopping the runs as a defense.
Yeah.
And don't even get me started in your percentages on 2nd and long because they ain't much better than 3rd. I can tell you that right now. It drives me crazy. Not only dropping 8, but having 2 freaking linebackers play spy on a quarterback. Come on. Yeah, I don't think you're deploying your talent the right way. You're not putting your talent in a position to utilize their skills to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, it's your job as a coordinator to put guys in the right position.
But having said that, when you have a guy in the hole, you got to tackle.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of player accountability issues here as well. Zesty's Retro and Games. Hey, Monty and Jake, just got home from vacation in Portland. I hope the Jayhawks can limp into one more win for bowl eligibility. It's happening.
Yeah, that'll get there.
It's happening. Greg Hawkins says A-Rod is not consistent and struggles scheming for big games. Yeah?
But again, you put up, what did they put up, 35 against Arkansas? That's an SEC team. You scored. You did what you needed to do.
The biggest mistake that Aaron Roderick made was playing Jaron Hall. How many times are we going to hear a BYU coach say, well, if you can't practice during the week, how am I going to play you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless you're Jaron Hall. Because then we'll play him
every single time.
Shouldn't have played him against Notre Dame.
But you did anyway.
Spend the week getting Jacob Conover ready. It's as simple as that. Everybody is basing Jacob Conover off of one performance against Utah State. Give the kid a chance.
Yeah.
Jaron's healthy again. Okay, cool. But if Jaron's hurt, you've got to play Jacob Conover. This is your quarterback of the future, unless he transfers, by the way. So we'll see.
Which you're asking him to do by doing what you did.
Boyd Lake said he admitted he doesn't understand the role of his defense. He has no ability for strategic thinking. You don't get carried away. He admitted if he doesn't have what it takes to prioritize the defense to win games, he's in. I think you're reaching.
Yeah.
I think Elisa Tuiaki is one of the largest lightning bolt controversial figures in modern BYU football history.
Mm-hmm.
I think more fans want that guy fired than anybody else in history. It's amazing to me. And maybe, it is what it is. Football 50, 10 of the hour, every hour, right here on the Monty Show, presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza. We'll get back to BYU football here in a couple of minutes because I see everybody wanting to talk about it, which I'm thrilled about. I would also be thrilled if you would use our promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Okay, so apparently Jerry Jones is a pedo.
Man, this is a gnarly story.
So a woman, Jane Doe, filed a lawsuit against Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Accusing him of sexually assaulting her.
Yeah.
In front of many, many Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboy coaches and players. She lists Jason Garrett, Ezekiel Elliott, DeMarcus Lawrence.
Just the franchise of the just staples of the organization.
This lawsuit claims that Jera forcibly kissed her. Put your hands at 10 and 2 and make sure your seatbelt's on. By sticking his tongue in her mouth. Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. I'm sorry, did you say Jerry Jones stuck his...
Nah, I'm fine.
Jerry Jones is alleged to have forcibly kissed and groped a woman in front of his team in 2019. Harvey Weinstein or Jerry Jones? To that acidic vomit, too. The point is, good Lord. I mean, I didn't know that Daniel Snyder did this. Jerry Jones did this stuff. Here's
sexual assault happens in the NFL?
Here's the thing I don't understand. You're Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Did you not learn from Robert Kraft?
Go
to a parlor.
Go to a parlor. Make sure it doesn't have cameras, though.
And don't do it in front of your team. What is this guy doing? And I don't understand this idea that, again, here's a guy that has more money than God himself. And I'm sure Dogecoin's in the portfolio. I don't understand how this guy is sticking his tongue in her mouth forcibly. Dude. This is terrible.
Yeah, it is. It's brutal.
In all seriousness, here's another powerful and rich man who's going to fall at the foot of sexual urges.
Yeah.
It's incredible to me that you are Jerry Jones. You have the wow, Mrs. Monty just dropped her beats. Her AirPods, and they exploded. That was amazing. It shot up in the air like a fountain. Anyway, the point is, we were talking about Jerry Jones. I mean, what do you want?
Please continue.
The point is, here's another rich, powerful guy that's going to fall at the feet of sexual urges, and I don't understand it. I don't get it. Whether it's Bill Clinton, whether it's Mike Tyson, whether it's
Mike.
I mean, name all of the sports and
Bill
political
Gates.
figures that are Bill Gates,
Jeff Bezos,
yeah, penis-shaped rocket ship guy,
Brett Favre.
I mean, all of these guys have fallen at the feet of sexual urges.
Tiger.
And it's bad enough you have plastic surgery, and you circumcise skeeters and salt your McGriddle sausage sandwiches on Hard Knocks. What are we doing with Jerry Jones? Somebody help me understand this.
Yeah, and the problem is nobody's surprised that this would go down.
Caleb Harrison says, my Arkansas friends love the Cowboys, but I just can't cheer for them. LOL, stay a Detroit Lions fan. Seriously. Are you serious right now? Christopher Leal says the NFL has a serious problem. Like, come on. Yeah, sexual assault problem. They do. Oh, by the way, including sexual assault, how about another 26 victim filing suit against Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
The 26th woman to accuse Deshaun Watson filed suit, and a judge in Texas said, hey, we're going to have your name if you want this suit to continue. A judge has put a deadline of the end of the week on Jane Doe, victim number 26, allegedly, to release her name publicly by amending her suit.
Yeah.
Or the suit cannot go forward. Should she have to release her name?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think that, there's a line. So, like, when you're suing somebody, I think you should not have to release your name. If you settle with, like, Deshaun, let's say, in this case, or whoever it may be. But once you're talking about going to court and everyone's faces are showing up and, like, you're sort of in that public setting, wow, a bit of jazz news here. Justin Zanuck has agreed to a new contract extension.
Wow.
Apparently.
Great.
So,
Good
neat.
job, Danny.
Really revitalizing the organization here. Anyway.
Hey, have you guys traded Mike Conley yet? Mike's making $21 million. Mike! Congratulations, Justin Zanuck. Nice job. He's a good GM. Does what you need him to do. He's a good soldier. He's a good soldier. And he orders Papa Murphy's Pizza using the Monty 25 promo code.
Yeah, do it.
You know.
Yeah.
And Donut says, hey, Monty, you got pictures? God, I hope not. Kanai Johnson says, Jeff Bezos reminds me of Dr. Evil from Austin Powers, you and everybody else. You know. Who's next on Snyder's leak list? Seriously. AOK says in Dallas, quote, member of pick of Jarrah Jones with a young woman years ago. Jarrah had glassy eyes. Yeah, remember that? Seriously. Provo Cougar says, what is the range of pay for NBA players versus the range of pay for NFL players? There is no range of pay compared to NBA players.
Yeah.
They make far more money than just about everybody else.
Yep. Well, baseball players.
Yeah, which is why, on the regular, NBA players, and you can look it up, this is a true fact, they all order Papa Murphy's Pizza.
911, what's your emergency?
I smell something delicious and I don't know what it is.
Ma'am, we've traced the smell, and it's coming from inside your oven.
Ah, amazing.
Papa Murphy's.
Use the promo code Monty25 for Papa Murphy's. I love that commercial. I'm sad that we're almost through October because that means that commercial is coming to an end. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your order of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. By the way, just because it feels like Caleb Harrison Day, he's a huge pepperoni guy. He's a triple pep guy.
Yeah, so do you like, jalapenos on your pizza too, or what's the deal?
I'm sorry, jalapenos?
Yeah, jalapenos.
Do you like Satan's giblets? Because that's what...
It's giblets.
It's giblets.
Okay.
And Jarrah knows.
Yeah.
Let's see. Soccer players make the most easy. Well, basketball players do pretty well themselves. All right. The Monty Show is presented by our good friends at The Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com. Where do you want to go here, Jake? You pick the topic for once.
Jesus, I guess back to BYU because I know everyone wants to talk about it.
All right. Are we making too much out of BYU's issues, Jake?
I mean, I don't know that we're making too much out of them. I think that the BYU defensive issues have been alive and well for most of the season, and I think that it's frustrating to get out to a hot start against USF, and then it just seems like you've been sort of spinning, and I think that I look around the state of Utah, and you look at Utah football and this SC win and the video they put out and everything that they're doing, and there's just a ton of momentum there. And it just feels like they're in a great place, and it kind of feels like you're not in a great place if you're BYU, and I'm sure that's frustrating. And I think that, a lot of people want to fire Tuiaki, and I don't know that that's doing that today or tomorrow or any time before the season's over is the right move, because I think that would rock the boat as well. So I think you're in this tough position where, yeah, you probably would want to move on from Tuiaki, but that's probably not what's best for the program. and Kalani Sitake is left to be the middleman to answer questions from the media and to work through this issue. So to me, it's a tough spot to be, but I look at this scheme that they run and some of the things that they did against Arkansas, and it can't help but ask, like, at what point do you start having the conversation of, moving on? How do you measure when you should move on from somebody versus just taking over play calling like that? To me,
is now that time?
No, I mean, I think, I don't know that now is the right time. That's kind of my point. Like, I don't know. Like, you can't tell me Kalani has not thought about, all right, what's best for this program right now? Is it me taking over play calling? Is it me, firing Tuiaki? Like, what is the best thing to do? And my guess is the best thing to do is for him to, take over play calling for a week, show Tuiaki what he really wants in live game action, and then go from there. But again, I don't know. And that's why I think you keep hearing Kalani say, well, we got to talk to the players. We got to talk to the players. That's why I think he keeps saying that.
I think when you hear about guys like Ilaisa Tuiaki getting fired every single day, I think it wears on you. And then you look at the numbers against Arkansas, You can't give up 644 yards, man.
Yeah.
You can't. And you can't give up 52 points. I don't know what you do. It just is what it is, in my opinion. There's no way to fix this right now. BYU needs to talk with the Kafusis. They had great defenses when one of their kids were on their team. Well, Greg Hawkins says BYU lost to Utah. BYU lost, Utah won. Let's talk about BYU some more. Dude, we spent an entire day yesterday talking about Utah.
Yeah. Like
an entire
did you listen
day.
to the show yesterday?
And they're on bye now. And I think without question that this situation with Ilaisa Tuiaki is getting to a boiling point. And I don't know. They're not going to fire him. But here's what this comes down to. If you're not in the top 25 by the end of the season, you're not winning 10 games. I just don't see how that happens.
Yeah.
How are you in a position where BYU can win 10 games this year? I mean, conceivably you could. But do you really think that you're going to run the table here? I don't think you're running the table here. I honestly, I don't. You're going to a bowl. Okay, great. But is 6 wins really what you want? And I would beg to say, let's say you only won 6 games. Are you like excited to go to a bowl?
No.
You're not.
No.
This season, it is at a tipping point. And Greg, with all due respect, if Utah wasn't on a bye and was playing Washington State this week, we'd be talking about this. But they are. Or we'd be talking about Utah. But they're on a bye. And I think this situation with BYU, they are in position now where this season can fall apart very easily.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find out what BYU's made of, frankly. And I don't.
Yeah, I mean, the most that they could get right now would be 9 wins with what you have left. I mean, I guess
in a bowl game.
In a bowl game, yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah.
I mean, you could win 10 games if you win your bowl game.
Yeah.
Caleb Harrison says sausage and banana peppers is a great pizza combination. Chicken jalapenos with garlic sauce substitute.
Garlic sauce, dude, and jalapenos?
Mrs. Monty loves garlic sauce.
Bro.
That's her favorite sauce.
Whoa.
That and pesto. She has to have like that. Mrs. Monty likes garlic sauce with fennel spread in it. And ground up olives. Whatever we can throw in there. Maybe some pickle juice. Maybe some pickle juice as well.
She's complaining that the mic's over here.
Well, she's never on the show anymore. Why would we put a mic over there? Anyway.
Never mind. Not to mention, like, she had things to do and there's,
never mind.
Appointments and.
Never mind. Yeah, she's been doing things for us in the morning.
What now?
Let me tell you what now. She does not like garlic sauce. Ken Williams says, Caleb, no peppers. We would agree with that. People that worked at Jerry, I read that one. Alex Chacon says that Ute video was absolutely fire. Yeah, the video that if you don't follow Utah football on Twitter, you can get it on my Twitter feed as well, The Monty Show. I mean, Utah is... That win over USC made us all forget about what happened against UCLA. because that was scintillating. And
yeah,
I think Utah is at this moment, Utah's the lone bright spot in Utah sports right now. I mean, if we're being honest.
Yes.
I mean, it is the lone bright spot. There's really no other way to even look at it. Jerem Tracy says this is one of the most frustrating BYU teams I've watched because they're severely underachieving. But how long have we been talking about this?
And by the way,
they're not playing up to their talent.
Yeah, but the question has to be asked at some point. Okay, is the bar set too high? Like for expectations? I mean, last year, you had the year you had, obviously. You had a great year.
Mm-hmm.
But is the bar set too high with this schedule?
I think there are several things at play here with BYU. One, fans are going to be fans. Like your expectations can be let them be what you want them to be.
Right.
But when I look at BYU, the expectations that we had for BYU, they all go out the window when half the team is hurt. They all go out the window when a defense, again, when we continue to see drop 8 and rush 3. It's a ridiculous belief system defensively. But you're at a point now where you're at the Liberty game. You don't have a way to get back into the top 25.
Yeah.
You are really going to have to struggle to win 10 games. And if you're a 7-win team, what is anybody hanging on to?
Yeah.
Like all of this. And the other thing you forget is you're supposed to be building for the Big 12 next year, and you're not moving in that direction currently. You've lost the 3 games that mattered this year, frankly. And we can sit here and sugarcoat things. This season's a disappointment. It's a disappointment. You should have beat Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. You probably should have beat Arkansas, and I say should have. You could have beat Arkansas.
And that's what pisses off fans, for sure. The what-if game. And I think that, I get it. It's easy. So here's what's easy. What's easy is to just knee-jerk and be like, yeah, we need to fire everybody, and, we're just going to torch the whole program. I mean, that, okay, great, you can do that. But as we're seeing with the Jazz, it's easy to do that and not quite easy to build a winner, right? Like, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes planning. So to me, this is really simple. Like, Kalani Sitake needs to come out and say, yeah, I'm taking over play calling this week, and it is what it is. Like, that he needs to come out and say that, in my opinion.
Oh, boy.
Greg
Hawkins.
What are you doing?
Mike Lee or Evan McMullen?
What are you doing, guy? Come on.
Hullabilly's like, Greg,
guy. I mean.
So Greg came to the barbecue pit stop in Lehigh to watch BYU in Oregon.
Right. Well, just Oregon that day, as it turns out.
And it was interesting because I've never seen a man become so aroused in public as I did when Greg was like celebrating, like BYU would lose yards or something, he'd celebrate. I mean, Bo Nix would run for yet another touchdown, and Greg would celebrate.
That's right, T.
And slowly but surely, BYU fans started matriculating out to the parking lot.
Matriculating.
Their cars would drive away. And there's Greg and his guy, his friend, still watching the game.
I'm not afraid to die.
More BYU fans would move to the parking lot. Not Greg.
Hey, guys.
You watch that game. I packed up all our stuff. We're ready to go. Not Greg. He's watching that game, yo. It was pretty amazing that Greg, for one day, morphed into an Oregon fan.
I'm for real.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Greg Hawkins also says UCLA is the best team in the Pac-12 for the first time in like 15 years.
No,
they're not.
I'm sorry, dude.
They're not.
Can't get down.
They're not. That UCLA-Oregon game will be interesting. Oregon's winning that game. It's Chip Kelly, man. You really tell me Chip Kelly's got the balls to go to Eugene and win?
Yes.
No.
He's been there. He knows that building.
Oh, neat. Oh, hey, well, guy. Hey, coach, do you know where the shitter's at? Yeah, guys.
Just kind of scruff it and play with it when it's wet.
Turn right, go up the stairs, turn left, go down the stairs, and then dump a lot of chocolate shake right there. You're good to go. But, Coach, that's the Oregon locker room. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay. I'm just saying Chip knows the building. You said he knows the building.
He does.
Hey, man, just turn left.
Yes.
Coach, how do we get back to the bus? Well, you take the corridor. Look at me. Congratulations, Coach. You know the layout of Autzen Stadium.
You know what I mean.
All I know is Oregon fans hate Chip Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Chip Kelly hates Oregon fans.
Mm-hmm.
And Oregon's going to win that game. And if they don't, I'm going to hate my life.
Because it's garbage.
Because I actually really enjoy DTR, who you hate and think is overrated.
I don't hate him.
He's overrated for
He's
sure.
He's definitely gotten better.
You don't say. You don't say. Let's see. They could lose to USC. That'll be a great game too. Chris P says, with how many injuries they have each year, they need to look at the strength and conditioning coach. Amen to that.
Yep.
AOK says, defensive assistant Jason Kafusi is also doing well at Arizona right now, working with their linebackers.
Yeah, dude, there's no doubt the Kafusi family, is prolific with defense.
Oh, boy. What? There are bots in the chat, Jake. Bots in the chat.
This is what happens.
This is fucking America.
It is what happens. That's exactly right. I don't think the coaching staff is bad. No. Let's not let this absolute
Let's
beast
not blow things out of proportion. Yeah.
The coaching staff's not bad. I think the defensive coordinator's an issue, and you're not firing him right now, nor should you. Come in the offseason, you got to make a change. You're going to call Bronco Mendenhall. He's going to come in, and everything will be fine.
I'm going to get medieval on your ass.
If one more person says to me, maybe we can get Bronco to come in and can we get Bronco to consult the defense?
Hey, guys.
We can bring him and Mark Eaton in.
Hey, guys.
And they'll teach you how to block shots. Like, no. Are we really having a discussion about UCLA? UCLA is the only chance the Pac has for a college football playoff. Okay. Greg Hawkins says DTR or Bo Nix. My mom.
DTR.
DTR all day. All day. Riley O'Brien says morning casuals. Hello.
What's up, Riley?
Hello. DTR.
Yeah, you got to go DTR. The running ability with DTR is next level for sure, and that's in the open field.
No, the question is DTR or Caleb Williams. Did you see the run that Caleb Williams broke off?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're pretty close. I think What? So you're taking Caleb Williams.
God.
Here we go. Go ahead, pray. Yeah, it's about time. I mean, it's 8:15 now, so we're in the window for you to start praying.
God.
Yes, my son.
Let's settle this right now.
Caleb Williams is way better than DTR.
Okay.
Way better. Even though he plays for Lincoln Riley, who I hate.
Yeah.
It's fine. Caleb Williams is way better. What are you talking about? Let's see. DT and R is greater than Bo Nix. That's right, AOK. That's right. BYU quarterback Maximus Hall hates Utah fans more than anyone else hates anyone. I mean, that could be.
Me?
That could be. No, AOK, no. DTR's not better. Eric C. says, any Padre talk yet? I mean, you guys just suggest the topics. Well,
how about some Dodger talk?
It's fine.
All due respect.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, are you serious right now? Like, how about some? I think I'm the only baseball fan on this show.
I'm a baseball fan. I mean,
Oh, go Giants.
Yeah.
Who's your baseball team?
Tim
Lincecum.
Yeah. I don't really have a team. I like the Giants a lot, but they suck.
I'm a Cubs fan, and I don't care if they suck. I will go to my grave loving the Cubs. And frankly, listen, I'll be honest with you, the owner of the Cubs, if Tom Ricketts trips and falls on the third rail of the L in Chicago, I mean, listen, shit happens. I mean, we'll have a funeral and stuff. Nobody will show up.
Shit happen.
I mean, just because he hates minorities. No, I'm not. No.
My word.
My opinions here on Tom Ricketts don't matter. The third rail would solve all of the Cubs' problems.
Is that a euphemism?
No, it's unfortunately. Oh, geez, come on. The Anaheim Angels. Stop.
Guy, they're not even the Anaheim Angels anymore.
Ken Williams says baseball sucks, boring to watch. Wow.
I'm going to say this again.
Hullabilly says, didn't I call it that the Dodgers would let me down?
You did.
But
see,
you
that's
guys
what
are.
you get for being a Dodger fan as a Minnesota Wild fan. Like, how does that even work?
Tom Basilius says we still have a WNBA team. Legit Jazz fans should go to those games over Jazz games. Is there a WNBA team here?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
No, there's not.
I don't think so.
Anyway.
All right.
Jerem Tracy says baseball is almost as boring as soccer. Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue.
The time to talk about me getting piped.
I give up. Can we talk about, before we talk about you getting piped, can we talk about Wayman Brothers Construction, please?
Yeah.
Wayman Brothers Construction. If you guys have not heard us talk about the boys at Wayman Brothers, now's the time. If you need some work done on your crib, if you need the house done, the office done, you need work done, you got to call Wayman Brothers Construction. They've done multiple projects for us now, and the studio they've built for us is phenomenal. It is done. We are simply waiting for internet now.
The internet.
To get on the interwebs. We need the interwebs, and then we're in. And the project went perfectly. They're on budget. They're on time. The finished product is amazing. You just know that when you deal with a Utah company like Wayman Brothers, Alma Wayman, his cousins, brothers, friends, all work at the company. They built a hot tub pad for us, a new Trex deck. Like, their work is just spectacular. And again, the thing that stands out to you about the Wayman Brothers is they communicate. They talk to you. You can text them. You can call them. Wayman Brothers Construction is the only contractor when you're looking for work done on your home, on your office, if you're thinking about building an apartment above your garage, if you want to finish your basement. I mean, call them today, 801-654-1028, 801-654-1028 for Wayman Brothers Construction. Without a doubt, the best contractors in Utah. Wayman Brothers Construction is the way to go. Let's see, a couple more. Randy Johnson was the greatest pitcher.
Seriously, though.
I mean, you guys are anything just not to talk BYU, apparently.
Apparently. Well, if you're Greg, yeah. I mean, obviously.
Fat Jesus says baseball is worse than soccer. No, it's not.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's not
soccer's
true.
amazing. Hey, Jake,
true.
how's your Netflix password doing?
Well, it's funny you bring that up. I was actually, we're looking at ending DirecTV services at some point. I was looking into that.
Well, aren't you and the girlfriend like Netflix and chilling?
No. You think I have time to watch Netflix? No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So I can't remember who was talking to us about this. Said if you are watching Netflix, you are not winning.
Mm-hmm.
You're not, and it's true. If you are watching Netflix,
I think it was who was that?
Somebody was talking to us about not having time to watch Netflix, and it's absolutely true. It was Victor Bartley with the
that's who
the
it
Utah
was.
Grizzlies.
Victor Bartley.
Victor Bartley, the defenseman for the Utah Grizzlies, is a real estate guy and an entrepreneur. And we were sitting. He's new old. Anyway, he's new to the Grizzlies this year, and so we were talking to him about real estate. And he lives up the street from us in Daybreak here, and he was saying, I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch TV. I'm not the guy that sits around. He's like, I'm working. I'm making money. And that's exactly right. And I think if you're the guy that sits around and watches a bunch of TV, and Mrs. Monty was whining and complaining the other day as she's wanting to do, and she's like, hey, thank you. Here's my Delta Dental card. Thank you.
Delta Dental.
But Mrs. Monty was pointing out like 2 weeks ago now, like we have a laundry list of shows in our DVR. But why is that? Well, because we don't have time to watch TV right now.
Yeah.
We worked until 8:30, 9 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
We get up at 4. That's the thing. And this is why, and I'm not even talking about this to point out that, like guys like TryDayTrading.com, like that. This is why I ask about your side hustles. Like, what are your side hustles? And we talk about this Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, the side hustle is now a full-time job for us.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's worth every bit of your effort. And so when I was asking earlier today, hey, everybody put your side hustle, drop your side hustle in the comments. Like what is it that you guys do? Because I do think Netflix is one of the main things that stops people from achieving things.
Totally. Yeah.
TV, Netflix, like Hulu,
Entertainment, just generally speaking, I think that entertainment on TV is and it's different. And this would be a question for Greg, because I know it's different. Like, overseas TV is not nearly what it is here. Like TV is very different, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing that I don't understand is we all talk about wanting so badly to get out of our 9-to-5 and work for ourselves. Well, then you can't sit around and watch Netflix all day.
Yeah, dude.
You can't do it. And I'm telling you that you have to absolutely be brave. And it's really difficult. Like, we have these conversations all the time about being brave. And I'm just telling you that you can't sit around and wait for stuff to happen.
No, because it's not just going to magically happen. That's the thing.
I love Netflix. Don't get me wrong. I am a huge fan of documentaries, Peaky Blinders. I love it.
The F1 series, that's, I guess, the documentary.
But I still have not watched the last 2 episodes of Ozark. I still have, I barely watched Peaky Blinders, the end of season 6, because we did it on a flight to Hawaii. We don't just sit around and do nothing anymore. If we're not, building our business, selling to clients, talking to clients, building video content, it takes time and effort, and it's scary. That's why I say, what do you put in the comments? Let's start reading them. What do you guys do for a side hustle? Greg Hawkins says TV in the Philippines is still king. 90+% of the market share on 3 OTA channels. Wow, that's crazy.
There you go.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jerem Tracy says, I completely agree. Social media is another killer. Mindless entertainment that doesn't help you further yourself in any way. Can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, social media has wrecked more than one person's dream. As difficult BYU's football team performance has been this year, stand by for a bigger debacle in BYU basketball. Jeez, well, okay. Everybody feels good, right? That's incredible. I don't BYU's got an uphill road here.
Yeah.
I think BYU's going to be fine. BYU's going to be fine. Honestly. Tanner Plummer. Look, Tanner Plummer's back. Tanner says, my side hustle school, obviously, LOL.
Well,
I was talking to somebody who came up to me the other day at the hockey game. And by the way, say hello. Again, at the hockey game in Ogden, William? I can't remember his name now. I'm a terrible person. I'm pretty sure it was William.
Right.
William came up to me and was like, hey, I watch your show every day. We were just talking. He's like, I've seen you a couple of different places and I just haven't been sure. And it's like, you guys, absolutely say hello. I'm just a guy. I'm not anybody famous or anything. Just say hello, right? But we were talking about getting into radio, and he's like, well, I'm going to get my master's degree in communications so I can get a job in radio. And I'm telling you, you don't need it. You don't need it.
If you just Google the top 10 YouTube channels for learning, you'll be amazed what comes up. Because I'm telling you right now, speaking from experience, you do not need a master's degree to do radio.
No.
Just telling you right now. It is
what you need.
Yeah.
What you need is you need to learn how to cut tape. And this is what we were talking about. Because he said, I want to do what you guys do. I want to do a podcast and a show on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I said, you need to learn how to cut tape. You need to learn how to use Apple products. You need to learn how to use Premiere Pro. I'm a big believer that if you're going to create video content of any kind, you got to be in the Apple suite of products, because I think it is the best by far. But that's opinion-based, whatever. So I was telling him, hey, you absolutely have to learn how to cut tape. You have to learn how to be a one-man band. Yeah. You have to learn how to, You got to learn how to be a workhorse. It is what it is. You know what I think the other thing is? I think there's so many people that aren't willing to do the work. I think there are so many people who are not willing to, on a daily basis, grind. And you can sleep when you're dead, is what I always say. But you have to be regimented, right? You have to be willing to do things like get up at 4 a.m., go to bed at 10 o'clock, sleep 6 hours.
Dude.
You have to be willing to do that. And we talk about it all the time. For the next year, since we started our own business, we're eating shit for a year, man. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's that, or you collect a paycheck. It's that or you collect a paycheck, man. And you want to go work for Joey down at the car mechanic shop, hey, I'm not blaming you. It is dangerous, scary, and terrifying at times to run your own business. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. And we're talking about this because taxes. We just had our taxes done for this year.
Yeah.
And our accountant, by the way, it's not my fault. Our taxes are being done in October. Our accountant was slammed, right? So we didn't have the opportunity to get our taxes done earlier.
Yeah.
So, the funny thing about that is when you work for yourself, you have all these tax deductions and you got to itemize. And, dude, it's scary as hell to do taxes.
Yeah.
And you quickly realize, I went through an audit 3 years ago, and you quickly realize you'll never do that again. I'll never do that again. I'm going to pay somebody to do that for me.
Yeah.
And there's just things you have to do, but you got to be willing to do it.
Yes.
Is my point, because you can sit here, and I will constantly say this, whether you want real estate or whatever you want, you can sit here and want and hope and dream. Right? Nobody ever accomplished anything by just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have some balls and you got to go out and do it. I'm telling you right now. I am telling you right now. The one thing that Monty and Jake are doing that most people cannot do is consistently putting this show on 5 days every week. Most people would have given up by now. Well, we've done this show. This is show 815 for us.
Yeah.
We have done this show since
815.
815.
Dude.
We have done this show every day since October something of 2015. And in one form or another, we've pretty much done it every day. And whether we were on the radio at times or Greg, you're exactly right. It's so easy not to do it. It's so easy. And I haven't had the thought in years now, but when you wake up and right now it's 4 a.m. every day we wake up.
Yeah.
When you wake up at 4 a.m., it's very easy to say, I'm going to sleep in today. But you can't do that. You have to, and it is the 5-second rule that I always talk about. I'm going to sit up in bed, and within 5 seconds, I'm getting out of bed. Because if I don't, I'm not going to get out of bed. And, this morning I was like, I'm tired. But you know what? I'm going to get in the shower and I'm going to feel better. I took a shower, felt better.
That's so funny, dude. I had that very similar experience. I was like, I got up and I was like, man, I'm tired and I really just I don't feel like taking a shower. I just kind of want to do the whole wet your hair thing and be presentable. And I was like, You know what? No, you got to take a shower because then you're going to feel better and at least then you'll be tired, but then you'll feel decent. It's that type of moments that you get.
It just is. And I'm very rhythmic in life. I take my vitamins at the same time every day. I take things like, liquid carnitine every day. When I go to bed and when I wake up, the first thing I do is I take liquid carnitine in the morning. I try to drink a can of water every morning before the shows. I do things habitually because if I don't, I won't do them. Doing laundry is a perfect example of that. Every Saturday morning, I bring my laundry down to my basement. My laundry's on the 3rd floor. If I don't bring it down, it's not getting done.
Yeah.
So I just do it every Saturday morning. It's a habit. And I just think you have to, I'm trying to be gentle. Stop telling me what you want to do and start doing it.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many people have come to me recently and said, hey, I want to do a show. Can we, hey man, can we show me? I'm not showing you. I'm happy to tell you and give you an opportunity. But how many people come back to me, do you think? How many people, when I say, hey, let's help you, how many people say, okay, great, let's do it. When should I be there? What time should I be there?
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many people never come back.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many people are like, the thing I hear all the time, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
What does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean?
You can, and the other thing is you can complain or you can grow. Because I'm telling you now, you cannot be a complainer and a high achiever.
Yeah.
Those two don't go together.
Mediocre people, bro.
And I say it's the Nick Saban thing. Mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people because they act differently. You are polar opposites. If you are a high achiever, you are not like the thing I struggle with is negativity. I don't want to hear you being negative. Like, we're trying to accomplish something. You bitching and complaining and wanting to do the same thing we've always done is not what I'm looking for, right? So I don't want to be around those people.
Yeah.
I will leave those people behind.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't work.
Because it's garbage.
And why are those people complaining? Because they're still where they started. Because you can't move forward when you're constantly negative and you're constantly complaining, and go and do something to change it.
Yeah.
Make it the way you want it. Make it the way you see it. And the only way to really have control of that stuff is doing it yourself. Mm-hmm. I don't mind telling you, we're probably $60,000, $70,000 into this project now. That, you know what that is? That's the cost of freedom. That's the cost of independence.
Yeah.
That's the cost of doing it the way we want to do it. Because nobody gave us a loan. That's 60, 70 G's of my own money out the window to a certain extent that I'm never going to get back because it's hard cost infrastructure. But I'm telling you, that $60,000, $70,000 is the price that I paid for my own freedom.
Yeah.
To control my time. I paid $60,000, $70,000 to buy my time back.
Yeah.
Because I don't want paychecks anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we got here or why I'm riffing on this right now, but I'm just telling you right now.
Because we were talking about taxes and doing taxes.
But people ask me about tri-day trading. That's where I was going with this. People ask me about tri-day trading. Oh, that doesn't work. That's not real. Yes, it is.
It is real. It does work, or we wouldn't be partnered with them. Like it's just real.
I can't tell you enough how many people, and you don't have to do sports or TV or radio. Do something like tri-day trading. All those guys did all those years ago. Ryan and the guys at tri-day trading, they had a vision and they started a company.
Yeah.
And they scaled it because day trading allows you to scale up. Like, so many people have asked me, is day trading real? Yes, it is. Do you understand that the IRS and the accounting sphere and the accounting space now have tax strategies specifically for day traders? Because the money that is being made in day trading, especially because the market's not great right now. Let's be honest. The volatility in the stock market right now is terrifying.
Facts.
But those who know. Those who know that you can make real money at it. And that's why day traders are thriving right now.
Yep.
And day traders will always thrive. But you got to go and do it. Right? You want to stop complaining about your boss, Karen, who just keeps asking you to fill out reports and fix the printer? Great. Go to tridaytrading.com/Monty and watch the free webinar. If you're not willing to go and watch a free webinar, what are you willing to really actually do? It's a free webinar.
That's a great question, dude.
If you're not willing to change your life by watching a free webinar that's short and concise, what are you willing to do?
Yeah, you probably don't want it bad enough, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. MY Monty fan says, mediocre people suck. I will take a hard worker above a talented, lazy person any day of the week. I can teach them and train them. That's right. That's exactly right. Jesse Harsh says, my side hustle, social life, love life, BFF, reason for existence takes up all my time and sleep in law school. Hey, man, law school's real, dude.
Yeah. See,
law
like if you want
real.
to be a lawyer, you need to go to school. Like that's,
Jeremy Bolton says, you guys are eating pieces of crap for breakfast sometimes.
Yeah.
Just a flake, though. There's a splash and it happens. Tanner Plummer says, I'm on the train just past Real Salt Lake Stadium. Cool. It's going to be empty for like several months now. Tom Basilius says, am I watching Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Instagram videos right now? I don't. See, I hope not. I'm not trying to be preachy about stuff. I'm really not. Provo Cougar fan says, after my second retirement, I applied for fun to be a Walmart greeter. They turned me down because I am a retired Navy aviator and a retired high school math teacher. Should have hidden my past. That's a bummer. Hullabilly says, dropping gems right now. Appreciate that. Already read that one. We need the same background music as Liberty used in their coach's video applied to what Monty was just saying. True.
Yeah.
That coach's video was amazing.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the video that Liberty put out? It's pretty cool. Here's Hugh Freeze talking about the BYU game.
For those of you who are lucky enough, and I said lucky enough, for those of you who are lucky enough to play in this game Saturday night, you're getting ready to make history. It is, without a doubt, the biggest home football game this program's ever had. I came to this school for moments like this. You came to this school for moments like this. Every hotel in town is sold out. The stadium is sold out. You'll be on national TV. It is a big game. You don't approach it any different as far as preparation, but there's no hiding from this fact, and you are lucky and fortunate if you get to prepare to play in it. And I want you to embrace that, but at the same time, you must earn it.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's so good.
Spot on.
You have to embrace that, but you have to earn it. And it's so true. And this is what I always say about Kyle Whittingham's speeches. You want to get motivated, go listen to Kyle Whittingham talk about life.
Facts.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And this is why I love football so much, because football resembles your life so much. Like, how many times have you quit? And I'm not asking you to comment on this, but think about it this way. How many times have you quit on something you promised yourself you were going to do? Like, hey, I'm going to lose weight. Here's me. Hey, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym. Nah, you know what, man? I got to go do, and I don't wind up at the gym. How many times have you said, I'm going to save money? I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to open my own business. I'm going to be a better husband. I'm going to be a better father. I'm going to be a better son. How many times have you said that? And it just doesn't happen, right? Because you have to be very deliberate about it.
Yeah.
That's what football is. That's what football is. Mental toughness, physical toughness, doing things that you don't want to do so you can do the things you do want to do. That's what it is. Like, and the thing I always say to Jake, and I was talking to another guy about this as well. Enjoy your time now. Because right now you get to do the things that you want to do. But eventually life is going to sneak up and slap you on the bag, and you're going to have to do the things then that you have to do. Not that you don't want to do them. You don't want to pay your bills. You don't want to go grocery shopping. You don't want to go buy more diapers. But guess what? Now you have to. Because now you got a kid, and now you got a wife, and now you got a house, and now you got to go to work. Yeah, I'm going to call in sick from Taco Bell today, like, or that mid-range median job that, you know, I didn't really care about because I have school and my girlfriend's, you know, this or that, or, you know, that argument you had with your girlfriend, not so important when your mortgage is due.
Yeah.
Like you all of a sudden get to a point in life where you can't play football anymore. So now you got to rely on the things that you learned while you were playing football or hockey or baseball. Like, it's fascinating to me, the stages of life that we get through. And you listen to Hugh Freeze there, or you listen to like Kalani Sitake talking about we didn't do the things we needed to do. Okay, well, you want to change your fortunes at BYU? Make the tough decisions and fire your defensive coordinator. Because that conversation's coming in January.
Yeah. Yep.
Because now you got to do the things you have to do, not the things you want to do. Because you didn't have another 10-win season. You probably won 8 games. And you went to the Jimmy Smith's Acme Pest Control Bowl instead of a New Year's Six Bowl and a college football playoff berth. So now we got to make changes because we have to, not because we want to. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's amazing. Renee Roca says, I had an awesome comment, but I erased it. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Let's see. Tanner Plummer says, you want to stop dealing with your boss, Karen? Well, Jake would know all about that, right, Monty? No, you know.
Vexes me.
Jake and I argue sometimes. We had an argument the other day.
Yep.
You know, it's because Jake's a little punk ass. Tom Basile says, read the small print under the video. Wasn't too lazy to read. There you go. The more you know. Exactly right. Alex Chacon says, I don't think BYU loses this game, but I do think it's way too close for comfort. That could be. Kay Nurin says, never stop pushing to improve your life every day. Every day. Every single day. Renee Roca, where's your awesome comment, by the way? I don't see that. Let's see. Sorry, that was a terrible I quit joke. Okay. So true, Mont. I hate school right now, but it's something I have to do. Yeah.
Why is it what are you going to school for again?
Yeah, Tanner, what are you going to school?
I always forget. Isn't it media?
Marketing communications,
yeah.
Britt says. You know. I hope that BYU goes to the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. No, you don't. Would UAB beat Liberty? I doubt that. Liberty's a good program, man.
We're getting into the weeds when we're asking about UAB. beating Liberty.
I think that was Greg's point.
Thank you, Greg.
I think that was Greg's point.
Yeah.
I truly do.
Yeah.
But I think when you get into the weeds, you should probably cut that weed so you have more room for your Traeger smoker that you got at Barbecue Pit Stop and Logan, Layton, Lehigh, St. George, and Salt Lake City. See what it's
professional. Yeah, it was, really smooth.
So
smooth.
Being the rich people that we are, we paid our gardener to come by and whack all the bushes because Mrs. Monty's lazy. She was watching Netflix one day and just said, "I'm not doing it."
Yeah.
She was getting her nails done while she was eating. She was eating these bonbons one day. That's so not who Mrs. Monty.
No, I guess not.
Anyway, my point is, this is my favorite time of year to have a smoker. A lot of people think smokers are great in the summer, and they are. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there's chill in the air, and when it's like 35, 40 degrees and the smoker is on full blast.
Yeah, dude.
The pungent odor of cherry pellets.
Incredible.
Making you wings that you would never dip in blue cheese. Oh, dude. I'm telling you, get to Barbecue Pit Stop now, bbqpitstop.com. Tell me you heard about it on the Monty Show and just say to him, hey, Monty said I got to do two things. I got to get an Ironwood 885. The Timberline series isn't bad if you have the resources. And you got to get the asado seasoning and then put that asado seasoning on everything. And again, I'm telling you now, stop deep frying turkeys and put them on the smoker.
Yeah.
Don't do it, man. Get that turkey and put it on the smoker.
Why are you going to risk burning the house down when you could just put it on a smoker?
I actually look forward to that. People burning their houses down, deep frying turkeys, because it's just...
It helps all the fail video accounts on Instagram.
And it's not very good. But my point is, listen, friends, Uncle Monty's got advice for you that is salient point. Go and get a smoker and smoke your turkey for Thanksgiving.
You want to?
Yeah, you guys realize we're 5 weeks away from Thanksgiving.
Dude, stop. Why you got to put it in perspective like that? Come on.
Because that means I'm going to Tahoe sooner than later.
Well,
yeah.
By the way, when you get that smoker, hey, again, tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show and tell them, hey, why don't you guys throw in a bottle of asado seasoning?
Yeah.
ASDAO. I'm telling you. ASADO. Same thing. ASADO. Asado seasoning at Barbecue Pit Stop in Lehigh, Layton, St. George, Logan, and in Salt Lake City. Nobody said I was smarts over here, man. Ain't nobody ever accused me being no intelligent motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. Now everybody's commenting. Deuce says, I need a grill.
No, you need a smoker.
You need a smoker,
yeah,
Caleb.
Which is different than a grill.
You need a smoker. Tanner says, I'm going to school for digital marketing. It's one of those fields that you have to have a degree for because people won't take you seriously if you don't have one. That I would agree with.
Well, it depends. It depends what you're trying to do. See, again, this is what my question's always been. What are you trying to do? Don't tell me you're trying to do marketing. What are you trying to do?
Yeah, what's your dream?
Like, what are you
am I the only one
who's
like, am I the only one that like, I'm doing my dream job, which is Mrs. Monty. So, it's fine.
Wow.
Deuce says ranch is greater than
Did you see that motion over there? You missed that motion.
Did she give the slurp and splash?
Bro. Wow.
I cannot wait for our studio to be done so Mrs. Monty will be on the show again. I miss her on the show.
Every day.
I miss her on the show. Breaking news, the biggest stories in Monty's life brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash. The studio's physically done.
That downstairs kitty cat is not yours to have, okay?
Yeah, it gets wrapped. The Queen of Wraps is wrapping our studio Thursday.
Finally. It feels like it's been weeks.
We need the interwebs to get in there, and then we're in there.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be in there Friday, but it was supposed to be tomorrow, but...
It's always something, bro.
It's fine. It's fine. Ranch is greater than blue cheese, Deuce. Absolutely. Did you guys see that Jackson State hit last night? Coach Prime has them laying the wood. I did not see that. Jesse Harsh says, when times are tough, reading and listening to audiobooks help me stay focused, but it's probably not for everyone. I don't mind audiobooks.
Yeah, not at all. I don't
mind audiobooks at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what? There are a few things that I like. When I need to be recentered, I want quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a few things that I enjoy more, just getting in the car with Mrs. Monty and going up to like Guardsman's Pass and just staring out into nothingness. I love doing that. I love it. It is, I don't know when that happened to me, but we went for a hike in Ferguson Canyon many moons ago now. And at the top of Ferguson Canyon, there's a little ledge where you can go up higher. And at that spot, there's a huge rock. And if you just get on top of that rock and sit on that rock, there's a little view that you can see across the Salt Lake Valley. And it's right next to the river that runs through Ferguson Canyon. And you can listen to the river. You can look out over the valley. And you can just hear yourself think. I'm telling you. Silence is absolutely critical in life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a firm believer in it. How wrong is it that I loved hearing about turkey home loss as well? Yeah, man, burning houses down when you deep fry turkeys. That's just you being stupid. Kanai Johnson said, I told my wife I want a smoker next, but last year she bought me a flat top Blackstone, which is amazing.
Okay.
Smokers will change your life. Renee says, a griddle is an awesome choice too. Perfect for street tacos and breakfast. Get a tortilla, put a little cheese on it, put it on that flat top grill, and melt the cheese and make yourself tacos. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. I don't take anyone seriously anyways, Greg Hawkins says. What do you mean by that? What did I miss? I must have missed something. Tom Basilius says, saw an Airbnb with an indoor barbecue grill.
How?
How is that even possible? How?
It's called a stove, sir.
How now, Brown Cow? Kurt Myers says, Mrs. Monty needs a mic. Well, she does. Tanner says, Mrs. Monty, we miss you. Not. Wow. Wow.
Damn. Tanner went in.
I tried listening in the Ferguson Valley, but a certain Subaru came cruising through and ruined everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's really unfortunate, man. I don't know anything about that. So, that's not me. Me?
Here's Jake destroying Zion National. Any questions, Jake? Anything you want to mention there?
I was just casually rolling through a national park.
Me? Yeah. NY Mets fan says, NY Monty fan says, get a cast iron top for your smoker. It's unrivaled. Oh, cast iron pans on a smoker?
Dude. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Breakfast hash on the smoker is undefeated.
Greg Hawkins says, WTF, Liberty's only loss is a 1-point loss to a ranked Wake Forest. Holy cow. I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude.
Liberty is good.
Dude.
Liberty is good.
Yes.
Zesty says, yo, Monty, what's your thoughts on Disney Star Wars stuff? What about it? I love Star Wars as a kid. I do.
The OG Star Wars is where it's at.
Brian Clegg says, wow, I miss Mrs. Monty. She's not gone for good. She's
been doing some things.
Yeah, she's been helping us behind the scenes. Teddy Wayman says, going to smoke some elk this week, fresh out of East Canyon. Nice, Teddy. Nice. Could you shoot an elk?
No, not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm. What'd you say? Oh, here we go.
See, why do you ask? Why do you?
Well, she talks in the background.
God damn it.
She talks in the background and stuff like, hey, hello. You know, like the background. What did you say about elk?
I said that Alma was telling me that him and the boys went out and he, I want to say, what did he say? Like he cultivated or something a bull elk. Like it sounded like he got a big one. And it took them like hours because you have to like, I guess, kind of cut it up and then take it.
So he smoked an elk. So wait, Alma Wayman.
He shot him.
Yeah, he went hunting.
Yeah, he went hunting. But that they got like a big elk. I thought he said a bull elk, and I'm sure Teddy can confirm this. But and then they had to take it out. The reason why it came up, funny story, we were talking about labor shortages. And we were talking about how you and I have noticed that there's a lot of even like fast food restaurants that don't have as long hours as they used to because,
like for instance,
they don't have people to work, right? And he was saying the problem that they had was they were out hunting, they got an elk, they were headed home, they knew it was going to take a couple hours, so they were trying to call Domino's to order pizza in advance to have it delivered. And Domino's was like, we have one driver tonight and it's not going to get to you. The other people didn't show up.
Well, why did we originally stumble into Papa Murphy's? because the pie was a 2-hour delivery.
Oh, dear.
And we were like, no, we're not doing that. So we're going to Papa Murphy's Pizza to use the promo code Monty25.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay. Everybody's like, okay, here we go.
Oh, are they asking?
NY Monty fan says everyone misses Miss Monty. Yes. Brian Clegg says, hey, Jake, the car sounds great. Damn it.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you.
Renee Roca says, I sometimes see Mrs. Monty in the mirror. In the Notre Dame mirror when she's working out.
I was like, what?
You know. Oh, look, the other Tanner is in the chat now.
Oh, God. Here we go. Okay.
Teddy says it was a bull elk and it was a nice long hike out. Nice.
Yeah, he said it was like a couple hours, like not
really
nice and not in a fun way. That's a heavy elk to carry.
Kanai Johnson says, Mrs. Monty said, F this, pass me the mic. I got something to say. That's funny. Where's the other? I saw. Oh, Tanner T. There it is. Tanner T says, hey, Teddy Wayman, is that you in the picture? Yes. And Teddy, I actually think that picture does not do you justice.
No, it doesn't.
At all.
No.
But yes, that's Teddy. Jesse Harsh says, had a goal to make a TikTok and I did it last night. Anything is possible.
Hey.
One in Garnett voice. Soda! Nobody likes him. Kurt Meyer says, I told you would get a hunting hour on the show. Look at that. Yes, you did. When we were at Yellowstone, we saw a big juvenile elk walking through on this road that we were driving on.
No, it was a moose. The baby moose we saw on the back road, it was a moose. Big spindly legs. It was not an elk.
What the fuck are you, Ranger
it's okay.
Rick?
He'll get it right sometime. Nope, don't pray. It's not going to help you.
I'm not praying. Jake just played the Ranger Rick.
I am Ranger Rick.
What the fuck are you, Ranger
Rick? What the fuck are you, Ranger Rick?
Because you don't know the difference between a moose and a freaking elk.
Hey, good job.
Yes.
Jerk. Yeah. Who knows the difference between a moose and an elk?
Cold-blooded queen.
Teddy, can you help us out here?
No,
moose?
Teddy don't know, man. Teddy just got a scope and a bullet.
Teddy knows.
There's no difference between a moose and an elk.
Yeah,
God
they look a little different, you know.
NY Monty fan says, double Tanner in the chat. Which one is better? Oh, God.
Here we go.
Doubling down.
NY Monty fan says, double tannies. Tanner T says, I'll let the plumber win. He has potential. I'm just an old man stuck in my ways. Well,
You're casual.
Then there's that. Greg Hawkins says, Tanner is one of those names that could either be a first name or a last name. It could be. Tom Basilius says, moose have palms.
Okay.
Do they really? Oh, yeah, I guess.
Like, do they celebrate like Palm Sunday or something?
No,
or?
Not that kind of palm.
Like palm tree? They plant moose plant. So wait, so moose eggs turn into palm trees? Is it what?
Why?
You know.
Yeah, we're asking
It's
why
fine.
as well.
Kurt Myers says, shout out to Cabela's. I'm on me some of that Cabela's.
Maybe we need a studio sponsorship from Cabela's.
Teddy Wayman says, LOL, big difference. There's no difference, Teddy. Stop it.
Yep.
There's probably a difference. Giggity says, love the hunting talk. I'm heading to Kanab for a deer hunt tomorrow. Nice. Wow. Tanner says, yes, as an executive producer, I'll be running the council because of you. I don't know what. Okay. I'm so far apart right now. There are so many coming in. Let's see. Kurt Myers, shout out to Cabela's.
And we're almost out of time.
Yeah. Kanai Johnson says, I remember when me and my wife first started dating. We went to East Canyon for a hike and ran into a moose. I took off running, leaving her behind, and then had to run back for her.
You're casual.
You abandoned your wife because of a moose. I've run into moose on hiking trails. I mean, just don't go up to them. You know?
How do you know somebody likes to hike? Oh, just wait. They'll tell you.
Because it's fun. Do you want to know what I just did?
No. Oh, please.
And we totally don't have time to talk about it. I canceled my Netflix subscription, and I've been a subscriber.
You did?
Since 2015.
Why did you do that?
When do I have time to watch it? And we finished up Peaky Blinders, and the other day after I had eye surgery, if you didn't notice, I was looking for something to watch, and I really didn't find anything to watch on there. And I went over to Prime Video, and I watched movies there.
That's right, T.
Okay. Prime Video.
And right, like we don't have time.
We have no time.
And when I didn't find anything I was dying to watch, I was like, man, maybe it's time. Hearing you guys talk about it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the leap. I can always rejoin if there's something I really want to watch, but I don't have time.
Yeah. Joshua Moose, Moes, says, my name is pronounced Moose, not joking. All right. Welcome to the show, Moose Knuckle. Tom Basilius says, see the wrestlers that fought a bear and survived? Pretty alpha. I could fight a bear and survive.
Right.
Like a teddy bear. You wrestle a teddy bear on the ground.
Kick Teddy Wayman's ass. Next TV show.
Teddy will simply scope and shoot. And
I'm going to get medieval on your ass.
Yeah, probably. And Teddy's got a better beard than I could ever dream of. Next TV show needs to be Greg Hawkins in the wild like Bear Grylls. Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing, Greg Hawkins? We need to get you on American television. All right, speaking of which, we have to go. James Knight says, when are you guys moving into the Maverick Center? Not soon enough. As soon as we can. Deuce says, I ran into a moose on the trail, too. Pretty common in Utah, it seems like it is. All right, my friends. We're out. Appreciate y'all being here. Please support our sponsors. Tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Our good friends at no, I'm not going to say it. Our good friends, I was going to say Cabela's, but I'm not going to say Cabela's.
No.
Our good friends at The Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com, Barbecue Pit Stop, our good friends at Quick Quack Car Wash, our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza, the Wayman Brothers Construction. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.